All right, guys, welcome back to the TIRALOSI Twins Podcast. Our guest today has 95,000 followers on Instagram. He was on Vine. Guys, please welcome our friend, Joey Miuccio. Welcome on,
What's up,
man.
everybody? Thanks for having me, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Cody, you forgot so he is a, fitness creator.
Yes.
And pilot now, right?
Yeah. So mainly post, fitness content on Instagram and TikTok now, and then my day job is flying. So I just got hired by the airlines, so I'll be flying for them, and we'll see how that goes. Try to do both at the same time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting. You get a lot of travel benefits through that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just passed my check ride 10 days ago, and then immediately I looked at flights, what has the most open seats to wherever. And we saw me and my girlfriend saw Rome, and there's a bunch of Delta One seats open, which are the sickest seats in the front of the big ass airplanes. And
Wow.
we were like, let's send it. So we got Delta One, flew 10 hours laying flat, and went there and back, and it was sick. So I'm looking forward to doing more stuff like that. Go to Amsterdam, go to freaking wherever.
Yeah, that's awesome, because I saw the seating there. I saw your video with that. Those looked so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I've seen those on he might have had a super expensive one, but the Casey Neistat, he's the only one I've seen in those type of seats, and it just looks so luxurious.
Yeah, there's certain planes that have bigger, they're just bigger planes that have nicer, newer Delta One, and he was on something sick.
He was on
mine is.
He was on
mine
a
was
Emirates, I
pretty
think.
legit. Yeah, he's probably Emirates.
Or Emirates, yeah.
And
Emirates.
yeah, they have the doors closed and stuff. I didn't have a door that I could close, but I had a pretty cool setup, which was nice and game changer, because usually you're just sitting there shoulder to shoulder with people. You're getting fed nuts and a cracker
If you're lucky.
water. Yeah, if you're lucky. This time it was here's a meal, here's some wine, here's a pillow and a freaking bag of goodies. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah,
I was amazed by how much food you got.
Yeah, dude, it was almost too much. You got bread, salad, you got ice cream. I got a full-on chicken with peppers and I don't know, a soup. And then it was I woke up and then they were just feeding me breakfast with some OJ and more drinks. I'm this is amazing.
Yeah, I was like,
that's insane.
I was thinking, I don't know if I'd be even that hungry in the morning. They're just
yeah, you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
How long was the flight?
10 hours.
10
It
hours?
was just 10 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, geez.
So, I mean, pretty long, but there's longer ones where that would be very, very useful.
Yeah. If I ever go to say Australia or something, I need to be on one of those. There's no chance I'm sitting all crushed up there.
Yeah. I went to Bali, I think 2 years ago now, and I was just in normal seats. I mean, they're a little bit better and bigger because it's just a bigger airplane, but it's still kind of rough.
Yeah.
How long was that?
Because you're sitting there. That was I flew to China, and then from China to another spot in China, and then from China to Denpasar or whatever in Bali. So I mean, it was total. It was 20 something hours, I think.
Oh my
Jeez.
Gosh.
That's rough.
But with the layovers and all that crap. But yeah, what the longest flight was 14 or 15 hours, I think, and it was brutal.
Oh my gosh.
Awful.
I start getting restless around 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. Rough.
But
have you guys had any super long flights or no?
We flew, I guess the longest flight we've been on was to London.
Yeah, London.
Which was
nice.
9.
Yeah, I think it
and
was
a half.
9. Yeah. So that.
How was London?
Oh, it's
awesome. We've been there a couple times,
and we've kind of tried to, while we're over there, we try to go to a couple places. The first time we went to London and Stockholm, Sweden, and then
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. Stockholm's amazing. And then
Yeah.
And then we went to London and then Germany for Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So that was crazy
That
too.
was insane.
Dang. That's sick.
Yeah, it was a
Like,
ton
what
of
was your
fun.
favorite? Like, what was your favorite out of all the spots you went?
Well, it's a little, there's a little bias with Oktoberfest. That was
Yeah,
definitely the best time we've had.
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
As far as like,
partying.
yeah, as far as like, I guess, I don't know, because Sweden was awesome, and then London's so like historic and beautiful that it's hard to beat London. But
London's
yeah,
cool.
I'd kind of put them on the same thing. There,
Yeah,
'cause-
well, I think each has, as you probably already know, you probably travel like a decent amount too. Like every country has their own thing that you're like, oh, that was my favorite for this reason and all that.
yeah,
Like I'd say Stockholm like has beautiful people. I feel like I think that's what they're known for, is just like everyone there looks like a model.
yeah,
Like, and it's just like it's more relaxed. It's more like laid back, and then they have like really like prestigious like nightclubs too that stay open till like 5 a.m. and then
yeah.
That sounds like a great place. Great looking people and good nightclubs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably living life.
I mean, it's hard to go wrong, but one thing that we actually didn't know when we were there was that I think we went like a week, like the third week in the month.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that they get paid on
Like the last
week,
I guess
like
Friday
weekend
of
the month.
the month.
So no one goes out, like that's like one of the worst weekends to go out if you're going in like Sweden and countries like that, I guess, because they get paid per month. So everyone was like saving up until they got paid to go out and go all out. But they were saying that like that was like still like the turnout for like the timing of it. It was still like awesome too. Like it was like pretty packed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because we got lucky because we still had like an amazing time. And normally they're pretty tough on like, I guess, guys going into clubs and stuff. So luckily we got that sorted out, and it was just stress free.
Because they're very
like hefty covers and stuff like that, or just like not letting you in.
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah.
Because I guess the bouncers there, or the people at the door, have like the girls were saying like that like live there were saying that they have like an ego and things like that, so they try to like I don't know how to
Coerce
describe
them.
it. Yeah.
Into,
So they just try to like look good and are strict on guys. Kind of how like New York like clubs and stuff might be. How it's very like hard to get in.
Miami.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think this.
Yeah,
This
Miami, it's like not a freaking hot chick. Like, give me $100.
Yeah.
or like not getting it at all.
exactly.
That's what sucks too, but I mean that's part of living as a guy,
Yeah, our lives are much
We gotta
harder.
start fighting for equality, dude.
Exactly. Equality and going out to nightclubs.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, they were equally as beautiful because, again, like I feel like the Nordic regions just have this different like ambiance to it. Like it's like,
Yeah, it's just it's like a calm atmosphere, and just the going like by the water and things like that. It's just so relaxing. I don't know. It's like a different feel.
Yeah,
yeah,
But
that's nice. Yeah, I definitely want to see those places at some point.
yeah, it sounds like you're gonna have a lot of travel experience. So
yeah, definitely.
So we'd love to hear about that.
Hopefully.
So we obviously know a little bit about how you've kind of your story on social media and everything. Why don't you, I guess, tell everyone where you begin or how it all started for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny story. Like I didn't even have. I think maybe I had Instagram, but it was when Vine. Like Vine is where it really all started, and I got super lucky because my brother had Vine, and he was like doing funny videos, and like some of his videos were like doing all right. But I think he had like 300 followers or something.
Okay.
And then it was like the whole grind on me trend was happening. Like Vine was very similar to like TikTok. Like there's a trend, people hop on the trends, and then maybe your video blows up.
Right.
So he was like we just taught him how to do a backflip like a week ago maybe, and he's like, dude, let's all go on the golf course. let's do a backflip into a handstand, and then we'll hump the ground. And I was like, yeah, this sounds great. Like, I'm down. So we got our mom to come film it. That was the funny part. We were like, Mom, film this. Like, it's going to be weird, but, it might do well on this app. So we go and film this video. He posts it. He goes to work. I think he was like a pizza delivery driver or something. I think I may have just graduated high school. I was lifeguarding or something. And then like 24 hours later, we had like 20,000 views. And then it was like the next day, it was just like 100,000 views. And it was like a couple 100,000 views. Jeez. And our followers just started like going up and up. And we were like, holy crap. And I didn't even have Vine at this point. I was like, dude, this is wild. So then we just kind of rode with it and started like, I don't even know how to dance. Like, I'm a terrible dancer. But now all of a sudden I'm like this like Vine dancer guy, because we're just like, let's ride this wave and see what happens. And then that's what we did. We just started doing more like shirtless dancing videos. They all did fairly well, because we're all kind of into fitness, so we're all working out, so we're pretty fit, decent looking dudes, and we're humping the ground. And like, I don't know, that does well on Vine. That's tough too, apparently.
Yeah. And not to interrupt your story too, but like for people that are listening and watching to remember, like Vine was before like people went viral for this, like for content, right?
Yeah, I feel like Vine was one of those. It was the first app that was super, like, you were able to go viral a lot easier than anything else, because the app is like TikTok. It was like, hey, if it does well, it'll get pushed out to more and more people. When before it was like Instagram, I don't even think there was an explore page. So it was like, whoever follows you can see your stuff, but other than that, no one can see your stuff. Same thing with YouTube. It was like, other than who follows you, unless you get lucky and end up with some certain hashtags or something, maybe they'll see your video. But with Vine, it was like, dude, you could never do that before. So it changed the game.
Yeah. So like when people are hearing like these numbers, 20,000, 100,000, like that was huge. That was like back then, that was like you are like becoming like huge, like here, that's like you still may have to like, you have to consistently get those numbers because everyone's on it now. But like back then, that was like, that was like millions now, probably, I would say, right?
Yeah, I'd say, because now it's like, if you get a couple 100,000 views on like a TikTok or something, it's like, I mean, that's pretty cool. You're stoked that your stuff got saw. But like, it's like, now probably that's equivalent to, I don't know, millions. Like you said.
Yeah, that's what I would think. So, so how many followers and everything did you guys end up with at the peak of it?
I think we had like 850 or something thousand.
That's
we were getting close to that million, and that was like maybe we'll hit a million. But then by that time, Vine started dying. My brothers and I were like, this is awesome, but it still wasn't paying all that well. And we didn't at that time, it was also like us not really knowing how to monetize ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. And it was mostly Vinny. Like Vinny was running the show. Me and Nick were just like he would come up with ideas and we would just be like, all right, cool. And I never saw the long picture of social media and the monetization of social media and being able to make it as like a career or just making money through it. I didn't see the business aspect. I was just like, oh, sick, we have views. We were making a little bit of money, getting like free watches. Eventually we started making a little bit more and more, doing like some movie promotion stuff, but it was still never enough to where I was like, let's focus on this. Like, let me think of more ideas and, whatever.
Yeah. And I feel like for very few people, like no one understood that that's something at the time that you could really monetize. Like there's a lot of value there, but no one really understood it. I know like a few creators started getting paid like a ton, like, of course, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and
Amanda
just
Cerny,
a few people that were just like, and I think, did you guys like meet a few of them, or did you guys have like mutual friends or anything like that?
Like Vin stayed in contact with other creators because then we started like, you know, hey, I'm gonna post today and like, hey, like repost my thing, like repost for repost.
Oh,
So
that's
he was doing
cool.
stuff like that, but
Yeah, that's good.
we didn't. I'm trying to think of like who exactly we were in contact with, but I don't remember meeting too many big Viners. We went to like some thing in Orlando and met some other creators. Like
Oh,
it
okay.
was, I forget what it was called.
It was the
Okay,
conference thing, right?
It was
I
like
can't remember.
it was like a playlist or whatever the
Yeah,
event was.
yeah, it was playlist. I think
Oh, okay.
it was playlist. So we met some people there and did some collaborations, but yeah, I mean, like we had to do vines with like when we were promoting for the movies, like Channing Tatum and
Oh, that's
Oh.
Zac
awesome.
Efron, Emily Ratajkowski. So that was cool. Like we got to
Wow.
meet some cool people through it, but I don't remember doing any vines with other super famous people.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
sick. I didn't even know about that part.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, that was like when we were like, this is sick. Like, we're blowing up. Like I think the first one was for the what's that Channing Tatum movie with the when he's a stripper? How am I
Oh,
blanking on this?
oh my
Magic
God.
Mike?
Magic Mike. Yeah, yeah.
Magic Mike. Magic Mike. Yeah, yeah.
That's so
So it was
funny.
Magic Mike too. Yeah, and the Warner Brothers hit us up and they were like, "Hey, we want to have you guys like promote this movie. Like we'll fly you to Miami." I think it was in Miami. Or no, it was in like Savannah, Georgia or something. And we were like, yeah,
Oh
we were
my
like, yeah, you
God.
just gotta make like a vine with Channing Tatum. So when we got there, I just remember us all in the hotel room and we're just like, this is it, boys.
Yeah.
It's like we made it. Like, it's the peak.
That's funny.
And it kind of was like the peak of our Vine careers, at least. Like it wasn't like it was like it was decently paid, and we just felt like ballers because they flew us out there. They're paying for our food, like we got
Yeah.
to meet,
That's so sick.
Channing
Yeah.
Tatum.
That's so sick too, because and like that kind of just like dawned on me. I was like, that's a perfect collab with
Yeah,
your
I was
guys'
gonna say that.
content and Magic Mike. That was genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely saw us, just some shirtless dancing dudes. Like, all right,
Yeah.
it was a good fit.
This is our niche.
Yeah. So yeah, all three of you guys. By the way, guys listening, so it's your brothers, Vinny and Nick, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
So
So
you
Vince was
guys.
like the brains of the operation. He was the one who had Vine, and me and Nick were just like, all right, we're kind of along for the ride.
That's
Yeah.
sick though. Yeah, what so I really want Vinny to get back into content. Like I saw you kind of like you're posting a lot now and everything, but I think you guys just have that like special touch of you understand what's interesting, what's funny. Like you guys just have that personality,
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Vin. I think they just got so over it because we've been doing it for a
Yeah.
while now, and
Yeah.
Vin got super burnt out like with Vine because of how much like he carried the team,
Right.
I
and I,
could
think
see
he was
that.
just like, screw this,
Yeah.
And he was super nice to us about just being like, all right, we're gonna split it 3 ways. Like anything we made, even though maybe it was like his idea, anything we made, it was like, all right, it's three of us, we split it, whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
33%. So I think once Vine died, he was like, screw it. But I mean, he's still doing like some TikTok stuff and Instagram, but it's rare that he posts. And with social media, you guys know, like
Yeah.
you got to be consistent. Like you
Yeah.
have to post. I mean, every day, multiple times a day would be the best. I mean, if you're just able to do it full time, but at least if you're doing it part time, you got to post a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at
Especially
least.
now,
Yeah, with so many people on there and everything.
Yeah, it's competitive, and like now people are seeing the outcome of it, or like the money you can make, like
Right.
turning it into a business, your
Right.
personal brand. So there's just a lot more people seeing the rewards, when before it was just like they'd be like, look at this guy, taking videos of himself. Like,
Yeah.
what's he doing? Now it's like, oh, like, why is this guy taking videos? Hey, do you have a channel? Like,
Right.
who do you work with? Do you have you have brand deals. Like it's a whole thing that's like growing to be more and more respected, which is cool.
Yeah, and
Right.
I kind of have this like idea too. I don't know if this is true or not, but I kind of feel like early on, if like for this social media, like a small percent got a ton of money, but now it's like more like everyone's getting around the same amount now. And I think there's overall is more money put into it. And it's like obviously like more companies and everything that realize it now. But I feel like back then only a few really got the huge benefit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, obviously the top people are making the top dollar.
Yeah.
That's kind of trickling down. But yeah, it's definitely more spread out now. And I think a lot of companies have seen that like certain products or for certain companies, certain things it's probably more cost effective to have like somebody who has 10 to 20,000 followers promote their product more than a 100 or a million, follower person. So I think it's cool that it's being able to be spread out a little bit better nowadays.
Yeah,
definitely.
No, I agree with that because I did hear that too. Just I think for the sole fact that like people with that smaller count have such a stronger community too. I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. Like even with like the supplement company I work with, like some of the best people, like some of the people who pull in the most money commission wise is like that 10 to 20,000.
Jeez.
Because like their people trust them,
Yeah.
like they still have like they have a smaller following, but they're like, their followers are like, more engaging. They're able to engage more with everybody more than like as you get a little bit bigger, it's like harder to talk to everybody. Maybe they've seen you promote stuff for too long and too many different things that they're like, screw this guy. Like I don't even trust this guy anymore. First he posted for this supplement company, and now he's posted for this. He posted this watch, now he's posting for this watch. It's like this guy just wants, money or whatever.
Yeah.
So early on, if you do it right, it can work out better, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that brings up a good point because I think what we, for multiple reasons, we like to work with companies that we see ourselves with for like the long run, something that we can build. And it looks like you do that as well too. Obviously, cuts. Yeah. We're all wearing cuts.
The best.
But
the best.
Yes, they are.
No, that's so true. Like it's key to, because then it helps us too. It's like it's good when you get in with like a good company like Cuts, because if we got in with somebody else and they threw like a dollar amount at us and we're like, oh crap, like I don't really like this shirt all that much, but
the money is hard to say no to.
Yeah. So it's hard to say no to. So you're just like, hey, I'll take it. But when you get in with it, like we got super lucky with Cuts. I feel like I got super lucky with 10,000 early on. It was like, yo, I really like this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sponsored by you guys, or I'm working with you guys.
Right.
So it's super easy to sell. And then you want to stay with them long term. So then it's like your people start trusting you. They're like, okay, this dude's been wearing these shirts for 2 years now. Like, all right, now I'll try. I'll try it out, or whatever, shorts or supplements, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if I kind of like told this very, very short, like I guess story out loud, but I remember when I saw Cuts like very, very early on when they like first got started. I don't know if I saw like a promotion or what, but I saw them and I was like, wow, I love their shirts. This company looks awesome. And then I just never thought anything of it. And then they reached out to us, and then we ended up working something out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is that same company. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. It was like right when we,
sick, or like,
sorry, go ahead.
If you've already tried that product before or you're already using it, and then they reach out to you, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I love you guys.
Exactly.
Like I love your stuff.
Yeah, and oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Dang it. Oh well. We'll continue with that. But
find it.
Yeah, it'll come to me when it's like not important, when it's like in a part of the conversation where I can't say it.
That's what I just bring it back up.
Yeah.
We'll swing back to it.
But yeah, so you have I don't know if we touched on this, but you have, is it 94,000 on Instagram?
Is it 95,000, I think?
95. I think I'm right at 95.
Okay. And is Instagram, like, I guess with Reels now it's a little bit easier, but was Instagram like harder to build an audience and everything on?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just trickled, like how I got most of my Instagram followers was because of Vine.
Right.
Because those were kind of popping off at the same time. So it was like Vine, I had an Instagram, then Vine happened, then it was like, you always kind of have to try to bring everybody to the next upcoming platform because you never know when that last one's going to die. Like, they all die eventually.
Right. Yes.
You got MySpace, and then you got Facebook, and then you got Instagram, and then you got Vine, and then you got TikTok. So I think that's how I originally started getting more popular on Instagram. But yeah, Instagram is harder to go viral on. Like I maybe have like one or two of my photos that went kind of viral, and it was like, oh, this is awesome. But
yeah,
TikTok, I'm not really big on TikTok, but I'd say it's a lot easier to grow on because of just the algorithm of it all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, your videos do really well, I've seen. Like I said before, like it seems like you guys just kind of understand the content space, like you and your brothers. So like you guys know I feel like you guys know what works, what doesn't, and you're very like quick to improve. So I saw like you grew very quick on TikTok.
It's funny because sometimes I feel like I know what's gonna work. And sometimes it's like, dude, this video's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
it's gonna go viral, and then you post it, and you're like, didn't do very well. But then you post something else like super random, and then it blows up.
Yes,
and you're like, man, how did that work? But yeah, I think like the ones that have done the best for me have been trends, of course.
Yeah.
Just like getting on the trend early when it's popular, and then just putting a little bit of a different spin on it that you think is either funny. Being funny is key, which I'm just not that funny. So I'm like trying to like add that in a little bit, and like sexy or whatever, like fitness wise. Like if you can mix those two together, then you're gonna go viral. If you can be funny and sexy, it's like
that's the
magic formula.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the algorithm loves that.
I gotta say too,
exactly.
I love the sounds that you use. Like I wish I was in your niche just so I could use because like the Conor McGregor sounds and like all these motivational sounds are so like sick. I just want to like use them, but I can't.
You guys can use them and add like a funny spice on it.
Yeah, we
but
could.
You guys are into fitness too, though. But it's so weird because you kind of do have to like stick to whatever. If you get like too spread thin,
right,
then it's like your followers are like, oh, dude, I'm here for some workout clips, and now I'm like posting like me traveling. They're like, dude, I don't care.
But we're
in Delta One or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think I could watch that all day, honestly. But I think that we kind of are lucky because we, early on we didn't pick a niche. Is it niche, right?
Niche.
Yeah, either one.
Niche. I have no idea, honestly.
Okay. Well, I'll say whatever I guess comes to mind. But we didn't really pick one because everything we were looking up when we were starting out, because we had no clue how to start and everything. So everyone's like, oh, you got to pick a niche. You got to pick a niche. You got to pick a niche. And we're like, I don't know what I want to pick, and we ended up just kind of riding the wave in like comedy. Yeah. And then we kind of started making it more about us, which I think is the like easier to spread across all platforms. And, we kind of just wanted to brand ourselves like, you like the person, you follow the person because of them. So we kind of want to make that like the main niche, I guess, just us being twins, us like living as twins and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And whatever's like, that's perfect because that's easy for you guys to like put out a bunch of content.
Yeah.
Right.
Other than that, like if it's something else, if it's like a niche that you're not doing every day, or it's like a little bit harder to do, then you know, like we were talking about before, consistency is key. And it's like, what do you do the most?
Right.
So what can you put out the most content? So for me, that was fitness. It's like, well, I work out every day, so I can just like post workout content.
Yeah.
That's what I actually like to do. So and also I think it's, you know, in the beginning, since you guys were like, well, what niche should we do? Or, you know, it's like in the beginning, it's kind of like I feel like it's like trial and error.
Yes.
So you post a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What does good? Okay, this does good, but I don't really enjoy it. So, you know, maybe give or take there. And
right.
Then you find out what works best.
Yeah.
Both of you, what does well and what do you enjoy? And then it's like, all right, I'm just going to stay in this lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause we definitely saw like Vine, and especially like your videos and a bunch of people who are doing kind of the, I guess the
trend
appealing to, you know, girls and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Things like that. And we kind of wanted to do that because of, I mean, obviously, you know, it'd be cool to get recognition from, you know, all these girls and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think we ever
Two good-looking twins. You guys could have freaking. That's what I do. I remember we met you guys at the basketball game.
Yes.
At UNS.
Yes.
We were like, bro, two studly twins. I was like, you guys have to start creating content. And then I don't know, it was a few years later.
That's right.
Started, like creating, and I was like, dude, I told you.
That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot that when we talked to you guys when we met you at the basketball game that we did. I remember we're like, oh man, we want to get into it, but I don't know. You know, it was like that unsure. Like you guys, like we didn't. I feel like we wanted to do like what was trending at the time, which what you guys were known for was that, you know, drawing in the like the sex appeal and the girls' attention and things like that. But we're like, we don't have the confidence for that, you know? Like,
yeah, I think if we did it, maybe it was like we filmed it and then we're like, yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, like we just did not look good doing it.
But so then we just did like we started doing trends, and then I was like, well, you know, I want to be respected by like guys as well. Like, you know, I want, you know, things like that. So I guess humor or like comedy was kind of the way to do that, to get both sides there.
Yeah, no, that's good. And it's hard because it is like you're not very confident in the beginning, or if you post something and it does well, but then you start reading the comments, you're like, oh, dude, I should be confident. Like, you guys are tearing me apart.
Yeah.
So, like even people, like what was hard in the beginning too. I'm sure you guys have gotten some of this side of it. It's like when your stuff starts doing well, sometimes the people that were your friends or you thought were your friends, you hear that they're talking shit about you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, look at these guys. Look, like what happened to the Miuccio brothers? Like they're dancing shirtless and humping the ground. Like, you know, what is this? Like,
yeah.
You know, you just hear that they're talking smack about you and you're like, bro, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought we were boys. Like this is just some stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
Social media.
Because you guys obviously had to put yourselves out there, and especially early on in the Vine days,
When
no one got that. So I feel like there's a lot more of that than nowadays. But like, what was that like for you? Because I do want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was like I said, like you definitely. I mean, I've never been like huge on like caring that much what other people think of me.
Right.
You know, which is good, but we all care what other people think of us.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
a little bit. Like what's good is that I didn't care enough to not do it, or I've never like cared so much what others thought of me that I wouldn't create content or wouldn't like want to post certain things.
Right.
So that's good. But yeah, I mean, obviously people, you know, definitely lost certain friends, but it wasn't like people that were like really close to me or anything.
Right.
It was just like acquaintances or like we were friends, but now it's like, nah, like we're not friends anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But it was because it was so early on and in Vine, it was almost like people saw it as that you were posting content just for like, I guess just for attention, like rather than seeing, like no one saw the business side of it.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Because
they were just like, look at these guys just thirsty for attention. Like they just want attention. They just want attention. It's like, sure, the attention's cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like we all like being seen and heard. but no one saw the business side of it, including me in the beginning. But then I started seeing it a lot
Right.
more.
Yeah. And I feel like, was there a point too of where, like, cause to us, there was a few points to where it's like that, that pressure, that social pressure of like, oh, now everybody knows, I'm like, we feel uncomfortable about this. Like, do we stop? Cause that's your immediate reaction. Like, oh, should I stop? And then you're like, well, they already know, so we might as well just keep going. And we like doing this. So, it's kind of already making the decision for us, right?
Yeah.
Was that how it was for you?
Yeah, for sure. And like you guys, like it also becomes a little bit of a job too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's like not only are like maybe some people were talking smack like, oh look, he's like, what is he doing? But then it's like they want to hang out maybe after work. Like it became a little bit of a thing with like coworkers, even like in the last few years, when it was like I'd get off work and they're all ready to just like go to a bar, get a beer,
Right.
or like hang out back at the house, and you're like, yo, dude, I gotta go create this content, or I gotta go to the gym, or I gotta take these photos for this.
Right.
And they're like, they don't get it.
Yeah.
So that also becomes like a little bit of a barrier. Like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, no, like there's another job. It's something I really enjoy. It's like a hobby, but it's turning into this job that I need to do these certain things.
Right.
100%. Yeah. Definitely. I'm sure, everyone in this space has, had moments like that. And, you want to go drink with your friends or, do a bunch of these things, but it's like, you really want this to, play out completely, and you want to put your best effort into it, really.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you guys have dealt with that as well. And I mean, dude, I'm
Yeah.
sure we all go out with our boys and have some beers.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like you still time and place for that, but this does take up some time.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it really does. And especially, I feel like especially at our ages, like once you get in like the 20s, it's like people start having, they start going professional jobs and everything, and their time off is like their only time off on the weekend. But that's usually when we probably are like working the most and creating the most too, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's like, sometimes I envy that. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I get off work, like even back, like when I was a flight instructor, I would get off work and I'd be like, man, it'd be great to just like be off work.
Yes.
But then I'm like, but I also love this side hustle so much, and it's becoming more of a main hustle that it's like, this is where like there's always like those motivational quotes like, don't use your weekend. I forget exactly how it says. It's like, don't use your weekend to like escape the life that you have, but use it to create the life that you want.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, like let's grind on the weekends. Let's grind when we get off of our day job to create, a job that we really, really enjoy, which will set us ahead early on in life, hopefully, and then create maybe our own business, or maybe it dies out, but at least you enjoyed creating certain things that you enjoyed and then made some money and had some great experiences from it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, we all still go out and have drinks and stuff. And I mean, to that same point, it's like every time I go out, like, of course I want, like, I've had moments where I'm like, God, I just want to have like, maybe this normal job that can provide me so I can go golf every day or go have drinks every weekend, things like that. But at the same time, it's like every time I'm out, I don't know if you have the same experience, but it's like every time I'm out, I think about this because we're having conversations about like doing all these things. And it's like, I can do all that if I like do this right,
Yeah. I mean, like just create more freedom for yourself.
Yeah.
Like we all want to be our own boss.
Yes.
I think that's been like the main thing that's clicked for me the last few years of like working for somebody.
Right.
Like even in social media, you end up working for somebody. You work with certain companies, but like ultimately, you're your own boss. It's like, hey, this month, give us this, and it's
Right.
like, okay, I could maybe do that from wherever, which is awesome.
Yes.
You guys could do all your content. You could travel the world, whatever. If we didn't have like day jobs, when like otherwise with all these other 9 to 5 jobs, or even if it's not 9 to 5, you still have this boss that's like, hey, Mr. Whatever, like, can I take off these 2 days? No, you can't. And it's like,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yes.
No one wants to have a boss, basically.
Right.
And-
That's the hardest part for me too, is like, you really don't have the freedom to even spend that time that you've kind of earned.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance, right? Like, do you find yourself kind of working on stuff while you're also kind of trying to enjoy, your time off? Like, how do you, like, do you take a break, or how do you kind of like figure that out of like, okay, I need to just drop my phone and enjoy the moment?
Yeah, that's hard because I mean, you do have to find a balance, and I'm still like struggling with finding that balance.
Yeah.
Because I'm always thinking about like, even like whenever when I was traveling to Rome, it was like, oh, but this is such a cool experience. Like, I want to share it with people.
Yeah.
Not that that's like, it's not like it's work because I'm creating content for a company or anything like that, but it's just like kind of for my own enjoyment to be able to share and have as a memory. But it's still also work because you're still posting on social media, and it is like a job for us.
Yeah.
So it's like you're off work, but you're also still kind of working.
Yeah. Like to tag.
So it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's a hard balance.
It is, because to tag along to what you're saying, like everything, like your time off is like, oh, this would be a great video, or I want to like have this, I want to show this, I want to make a video of this. This would be cool, especially with travel and things like that.
Yeah, because people love travel.
Yeah.
Like, that's also like something that everybody likes content, like to escape their normal day. That's why people watch TV shows and movies. It's like, this isn't my normal life. It's like, this dude's traveling, this dude's working out, this chick is whatever. So I mean, there's always an opportunity to create content. So whenever we're both on vacation, we're like, hey, let's get some photos. Let's make a video. This one travel trend is happening right now. Like, I want to put my own spin on it.
Does it?
So
yeah.
I don't know. Balance is hard. I mean, you guys have a lot going on. Like, you got podcasts, you got the whole YouTube, you got TikTok, you have your own day jobs too. Like, you guys are busier than me, it seems. So like, I should be asking you guys.
No,
how are you guys finding
I mean, to us, it seems like you're busy because I feel like with like being a pilot and becoming a pilot and things like that, that takes a lot of time. But for us, like we've really just pretty much gone all out for content recently. So that's been a little bit easier, but it is tough having, because we want all these different forms, but it's like, all right, where do we put most of our time? Because you don't want to spread yourself too thin,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard too. It's like, where do we put the most energy? Because wherever you're putting energy, somewhere you're taking energy away, from another thing.
Right.
And that's what's hard. Like, I'm a little bit of a sissy, I'm so scared to go full-time content that I have my other job.
Yeah.
But like, I enjoy my other job. Like, I love flying. Like, I love being a pilot, but it does take up a lot of time.
Right.
That I know I could maybe be focusing on something I enjoy more, which is working out. Like, it would be sick to just wake up every day and stretch and work out and eat healthy and like just create content.
Yeah.
But I'm just scared.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so much uncertainty.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary to take that leap because there hasn't been that many people doing it in front of you.
Yes.
Right.
When it's like I could look at my friend's dad and be like, oh, this dude was an airline pilot.
Yes.
He flew for American Airlines for 25 years. Look at this house he lives in. Look at this life he has. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, we could do that a little bit with content creators, but like, look at this dude and look at the house he lives in.
Right.
It's like a whole different story.
Yeah.
But that's like,
but
you're 1% of 1%.
Yeah. And it's like the people around you too, is where it kind of also contributes to your energy. Like you were speaking, it's like there's these, you're basically surrounded by people with, 9 to 5s, normal things. And, it's tough because you're trying to put all that energy while hearing these things in the back of your mind. But I feel like if you're all into, it's like you have everything kind of working towards you. And for us, personally, it kind of made more sense because we tried going, the part-time route, and that was kind of going a little too slow. And then we were just basically like, well, I mean, we can always go back to this, and, we've already put this much effort into it. Why not just like completely go all in, put all our energy to it, and see where it goes? Because it's not like we're like rich from our jobs or anything. It's not a completely, totally different change. So I don't know if this is, perfect for everyone, but it made a lot of sense for us to go like all in just to, I guess, catalyze it,
Yeah. I love that you guys are sending it. Like, I envy that a little bit for sure. Like I've seen more and more people that I'm in touch with that either I haven't met, that I'm just like friends with on social media, and we just kind of stay in touch to like just talk about things.
Yeah.
But I've seen more people just be like, I'm going full time social media. It's like,
yeah, no,
I kind of want to do it too.
It's so scary too, and like we're in the midst of it. It's very stressful.
Yeah,
I guess to put it that, because you don't know where your money's coming from. You kind of just have to trust that it's going to be there. But I mean, we're just now in the time of where it's starting to pick up, but we don't have enough to where if we have like a bad couple of months to like carry us, It's like that's why like we spend so much time, because every day is like a grind. Like there's no like we're in like the fire of it,
Yeah, and it's dude, it's like you said, it is a grind. Like people are like, oh dude, you just posted that photo and you made X amount of money. And it's like, but like not really, Like, it is a grind. Like, or you made this video and then whatever, it got this many views and then you got this brand deal. It's like, yeah, but it's not like you just post this photo or this video. It's an everyday grind. You guys are out there thinking of new ideas, collaborating with people, whatever, editing videos, reaching out to people, getting them on your podcast, growing your personal brand. It's like, you're not chilling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not as fun as people think.
That it's, but it's a lot more fun than having a boss and working on 9 to 5.
Yes.
Right. Like I literally saw, 100%. Like I'm way happier than, I've been in a while, and I've been I've been less stressed, but it's very stressful. But I literally saw, the other day, there was this story about like this lady who came up to like Pablo Picasso, I guess in a bar or something. She's like, can you draw me a picture? And so he draws her a picture on like a napkin. I'm just going to wait a second. So he draws a picture on like a napkin, and then on giving it to her, he demands like $30,000 or something. And she's like, what? That just took you like a minute. And he was like, yeah, but the time it's taken me to get to this point to be able to do that is like this, like so much more valuable than like you just see,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw something recently at like that on TikTok. It's so true. It's just like a great statement of just showing like, hey, good. Yeah, I got this job done in 5 minutes, but I only got it done in 5 minutes because of all the work that I put in prior.
Right.
So, hey, your time's valuable, dude. I mean, that's key to this, is just knowing that your time is valuable.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I also feel like kind of looking at it from maybe even just a analytical standpoint of like how much money companies would have to spend to get the same form of content is ridiculous. Like content creators are so undervalued, because if you add up all the money they would have to allocate for getting a commercial, getting the equipment, getting a director, getting actors, models, like they're tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in the hole, but they can get that in one post for
a creator, which is, I don't know. I feel like there's also that, give and take of like your content is more valuable than like the companies are paying out, but also you're like, but I need this. I'm grateful for this. And it's kind of that like the amount of money they would pay to get this content anywhere else would be crazy.
Plus, to add on to that is like they're going to pay people who really don't know what like the people who are actually watching the stuff or, consuming their stuff actually like wants to see. So they're paying someone to do that or figure it out. And it's not as effective even.
Yeah, no, that's why we're seeing, TV's obviously like on the out, those commercials, and they spent all this money usually creating these commercials, paying these actors, models, putting together that whole crew. And now it's like, there's not even many people watching TV anymore. So now they're going directly to people like us. And it's more effective for them. And a lot of companies still don't see like the value, which I'm sure you guys get like lowballed sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. Companies you want to work with, and they're like, I'll give you a free bracelet. And you're like, no thanks.
It's like, thanks.
Like, I appreciate it. But some companies really see the value. They're like, okay, like, sure, maybe you're not going to sell this product and create however many sales like directly through your account,
right?
But we're going to be able to use your content for our content to put out whatever. We're going to use your photos to put on our website, on our emails, on whatever. So like some companies understand that and will pay you what you're worth. And then some companies, like, you'll throw the same number at them and then they'll be like, no chance.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what's hard for us. It's like, that's what's been hard for me. I'm just now, I feel like, starting to learn like what my value is in my posts and the content that I give to these companies.
Right.
Because it's not like, oh yeah, you have this many followers, you make this much money. It's totally dependent on what that company wants from you, how they're going to use your content, and what their marketing budget is.
Right. Yeah.
So then that leaves us in a weird space of not knowing our value, when usually it's like, you get paid $26 an hour at this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, 100%.
Like a lot of gray area.
That's a really good point, because it's hard to really weigh that and like what your value is. You kind of just, I guess you got to feel like how much you put into it and all that. But we're like you said, we're just getting to that point to where we're kind of feeling that out. And a lot of like what many people don't realize too is it's not really that how many views does this video get, or like what's the conversion rate and all this. It's also like brand awareness. Like companies have commercials just for brand awareness, not to just drive traffic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I love companies. That's why we're selective too. Like I want to see the foresight that the companies have as well. Like, okay, you see like this in us, or where this is going. Like that's a company I can work with. And then at the same time, I for like a side note, I ran like the Super Bowl numbers, because it's always advertised how expensive the Super Bowl commercials for halftime are. And I like ran that, and really, as far as like an attention standpoint, creators are even undervalued still, like tenfold, if not more.
Yeah, I love that. Hopefully we can get
the Super Bowl
where we're making more and more money. Not that it's all about the money, but if we're gonna put our time in, if you guys are gonna lay your careers on the line and do this full time and create content for brands and get their brand seen by people and make sales, it's like you should be paid a pretty good amount depending on those certain factors. But it's still just so weird. And it's so weird because no one wants to talk money.
Exactly.
And I like talking money. Like everybody wants to make money.
Yes.
Right.
No one has a problem talking money when they're a lawyer or a doctor or or a pilot. It's like,
Right.
this is what we make. We need to make more money.
Yeah.
You know, we make this an hour. You could look it up online. But then with us and talking to other creators, like you ask some people, they're like, oh, you know, I'm like, no, what is this brand? You know, maybe if it's in the contract, I get it that you can't talk about it.
Right.
But it's like, yo, what does this brand pay you? Because I want to be getting paid at least the same or more or less than you,
Right.
depending on how we match up followers wise. Like us as creators, because these companies are talking to each other.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, so it's on us to be honest with each other and talk to each other about money, because we're all in this together. We're creating content for these companies, and some of these companies are really good to us.
Yeah.
But some of us might be lowballing ourselves, which I know I did forever, because I was
Yeah.
just pumped
Yeah.
on getting free stuff.
Right.
I'd be like, dude, hell yeah, that's an awesome watch or pair of shoes.
Right.
But I didn't realize that. Then you talk to like your buddy who finally wants to talk about money. He's like, no, they're paying me this. And I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, what the?
Yeah.
You know?
So
And I would have never known.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that brings up a really good point, because I feel like that's where the value in being friends with other creators is. And like these companies probably have like a central site or something to where they're like, all right, yeah, work with this creator, don't work with this creator, all this. Like I feel like there's somewhat of a communication there, like you said.
Yeah, dude, I think so for sure. Because I think that's when it started working out for me the best, or when I started getting more and more deals, was when I started working with 10,000.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
I don't know if like they talked to other brands, but it was like I was kind of like phasing off of social media, I think. And then I got to deal with them, and then it was like it kind of sparked my interest to like create fitness content again,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
which is cool, and I freaking love 10,000. I'm stoked that you know they kind of lined up that way. But then I feel like I was just creating pretty good content for them, and mostly on like their ads rather than like maybe me selling directly, which I think my sales do pretty good with them directly. But in terms of them using my content for other things, and then I was just always consistent. Like whatever they wanted, I was like, I got you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get this done.
Right.
I'll get you. Like you want it tomorrow, I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Right.
And then I think other people see that, or they talk to each other. Then it's like, oh yeah, Joey's consistent. He's on his stuff. And then boom, it just kind of like snowballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
So they
agree.
must be talking, or they look up the hashtag ad and see what kind of content people are creating. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. They
But
they
I'm sure you
could.
guys have seen that too. Like it snowballs. Like you do something for one.
It might have cut out your
Yeah.
volume on those last like three. I guess welcome back everyone. Sorry for the connection. But as far as Riverside goes, we've emailed the person, but it was something that like I feel like it was undervalued. So we just didn't pull the trigger. We may, just because I don't know, we may work something out just because I'd rather not pay for it if I didn't have to.
Yeah, but
But it was very undervalued for what they would get.
I'm against the amount. Alex wants to do it, but no.
I did originally just because I didn't want to pay, but we weren't able to like figure something out until we already started. So we're like, I already paid for the month. You know, we might as well just start negotiating at a different time too. Like, I'm glad we picked this up, like finishing from like what companies we talked about before.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, are there like other competitors that are good as well that you guys would want to? I don't know if we're allowed to like be we're not smack talking Riverside, but there's like there's other companies that would want to work with you guys that are also good platforms and easy to use.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can give our opinion because we never worked anything out. So
Yeah, plus they're not TikTok, so they're not going to track us down and
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Tie us up.
yeah, but we probably shouldn't joke about that.
Yeah, it's probably not good.
they're always listening. You know?
But no, yeah. So when I was looking it up and trying to figure it out, because we wanted to have like guests on, so this was really the best solution. But we liked this because it had like it records, like you don't lose anything because it records like this. Like we'll get all the sound and video,
like this, and then it'll record like a backup that's like a clear like audio and video,
Like
usually
locally, like
so
even,
it'll be like recording on your laptop
nice.
somehow, and then it'll upload.
yeah.
Cool. So the video is pretty high quality
Yeah,
for people to watch.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know
And
if you.
does it stay on here, or do you guys post, or does like this whole thing go on YouTube?
Yeah, so we upload it to YouTube. We do clips for Instagram now and TikTok.
Yeah.
And then we upload it to Spotify. So we got approved for video for Spotify too.
Yeah.
So
As far as
we do that
Nice.
too.
As far as this goes, I think it only is a live platform. I don't think there's anything where it like posts on here.
No, yeah, I don't think you can
Okay.
post directly from here. You can save like the full video, but it won't like upload automatically or anything like that. But we could stream from here. It just the connection as is. I want the best quality. So like the best quality is it being uploaded after the fact, you know.
Yeah. That's what's good about podcasts too. It's like you can repurpose
Yeah.
this content. I mean, you have 2 hours, let's say, hour to 2 hours of content that you can just like repurpose on Instagram Reels, on TikTok,
Yeah.
on YouTube, Spotify. Like
Right.
it gives you a lot of content in a pretty condensed.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I like, because especially like the I don't want to say, I don't know how to describe this, but like the content itself is like there's so much in it too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, especially like you're just bringing on more and more people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's just like you get a wide variety of different mindsets and funny stories. Like
Yeah.
everybody has their own funny stories, things that happen in their life. So
Exactly.
I love podcasts. Like, I mean, Joe Rogan's obviously he's like the biggest podcast in the world.
Yeah.
But I've been watching Joe Rogan's podcast for a long time because it's just entertaining, and he talks to so many entertaining people
Yeah.
Right.
that there's just always something new to
Right.
listen to.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why we started this for a couple different reasons. Originally, we started our other podcast that we didn't really push that much. We started that because we knew we needed a long form that we could chop up into short form, kind of, I guess, to like put it simply.
And to like have more of, I guess, our personalities in the mix, you
Yeah.
know, rather than just like sound over, whatever we're doing.
Yeah. To really get to know.
It's personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's why it's like
sorry, go
you get
ahead.
nervous. You get nervous doing a podcast because it's like, it's not a 13-second video that you're voicing over. It's like,
Yeah.
this is me talking about my life or my stories.
Yeah. There's no
It's
hiding.
personal.
Yeah, there's no hiding really of like your personality, like, oh, are people gonna like me and all that.
Yeah.
Which is a little intimidating, but I think people do like all the ins and outs. I feel like they like creators that have more, like, I don't even know what to call it, but
More
like
to follow.
more like something that makes them like real, something that makes them a
Authenticity.
person. Yeah.
That's what
Like they want to
Yeah.
hear the stories of like us like struggling and how like we're trying to figure it out and things like that. I feel like people enjoy that.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
like even people we have on here. It's like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that about you, or just seeing it from, because like obviously we see like the audience's perspective on basically everyone other than ourselves. It's like we didn't know that you went through that, or like seeing even and hearing about the challenges and stuff. It's like I can like relate to that, and that actually helps me out, or it's like eye opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what's huge is just relatability
Mm-hmm.
with like people you follow. Like you want to be able to relate to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be like, even, Joe Rogan, it's like little things. It's like, oh, dude, like just hearing about stories back in the day of like him doing martial arts, stuff like that. You're like, oh, like he's a normal dude that did the same stuff that we did back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like Gary Vee, or even Gary Vee, I was watching, like he put out like 400 episodes of his like wine podcast.
Yeah.
When there was like, he was getting like no views.
Yeah.
But
Right.
nobody sees that. Nobody sees all that work he put in and probably made $0, 0 cents on.
Mm-hmm.
But then now he's just like big balling and has a huge following because of all that
Exactly.
work he put in back in the day and grinded and struggled. But yeah, it's like those stories help people relate to certain content creators.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like the part where you're like in the midst of the grind of where you're not getting views and everything is really the most important, because you know, it's easy to look at a creator and be like, oh, they're already here. But I bet you like it's not really as much of like achieving that. Like it's great to like achieve all that, but I feel like going through all this is the part that, you know, you really enjoy, and at the end of it you're like, thank God I went through that. Like that was the experience, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're both still
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're not even close to getting out of that yet.
Yeah,
But
exactly. It's like, damn, it's like we've made it in certain ways, like
Mhm.
where certain people will be like, oh dude, like look, like these guys have this many followers. Like for some people that's like a lot of followers, are like, we're doing pretty well. And then but then we also know that we're at the bottom of the
yeah.
barrel.
Yeah.
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 There's so much opportunity out there, and there's so many people doing so much better in terms of, you know, in certain ways, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, who knows? We're still freaking grinding.
Yes.
For sure.
And what kind of sucks or like pisses me off is like, you know, just having that where you've had more, like a ton more views before and a ton more attention or success before, and it's like, God, why didn't I do this or that, or like, you know, just why am I in this position right now when I could have like been like this? And that's tough. But at the same time, it's like, I remember I heard this one person say, it's like, yeah, you might be getting like 100 views or 1,000 views, but when's the last time you've like talked to that many people, you know, like in person? Like when's the last time you've like done this in front of that many people? And it's like, yeah, that's true. I mean, that helps me, you know?
Yeah, no, it's very true. Oh man,
You had
I
something?
something good to say.
Oh, well, I mean,
dropped off.
to get back to that point to
I
where,
hate that.
oh, you got it?
Found it.
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right.
Yeah, I got it. No. Because what you were saying, Cody, is like you always look back and you're like why didn't I do that back then when I was getting this amount of views or
Yeah.
attention or whatever? That's like, dude, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
With the Vine days.
Yeah.
And like when we originally started YouTube back in the day, like we put up, I don't know, not that many videos, maybe like 5 to 10 videos of us just like doing Q&As or like just little things that were getting 100 to 200,000 views like on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but I never saw the value there.
Right.
Because I was just like, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
You know, but now I look and I'm like, dude, if I got 100 to 200,000 views on a few videos on YouTube now, I'd be like,
Oh, you'd be
Yeah.
good.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be pumped. You know, you'd be like, all right, let's freaking put out YouTube content.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like in certain ways you blew it, but maybe it was for the better. You know, you gotta hope so, or else you're just gonna always think about the past. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah. It's hard to play that mind game, but you, like the only, I guess, healthy, productive way to look at it is like, all right, now I know, and I'm not going to make that same mistake again. Kind of like we missed Vine, and we're like, all right, we're going to get on TikTok. And even though we got discouraged at some points, took some breaks, and like had, you know, like, oh, should we keep doing it? Should we not? We still like, we're like, all right, now we're locked in. Now we're not messing us up. We see the value, and this is what we want to do, you know? So it's just having that focus, I guess, and understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, learning from those
the painful ones.
Took a few big ones to kick us into shape here, but but yeah, you know, hopefully it's for the best, because I mean, you kind of have to go through it to get really serious, and especially now, it's like it's changing anyway, so it's like it's gonna be harder anyway, and you're just gonna be better for it, you know.
What were some of those moments for you guys, like that sometimes you look back on, you're like, we deliver.
Yeah. Well, of course,
Like,
of course.
literally,
Yeah, of course. With like the Vine, we totally missed that. I don't know where I was, and but
Yeah.
with like early on in TikTok too, it's like we were like really serious about it, and we were really going after it. So we grew pretty quick, and I look
Yeah,
back,
you
I'm
guys
like,
have like 170 or something.
yeah, like
160
almost, yeah,
yeah, almost
160
100
something. I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah, something like that.
That's solid.
yeah.
So
But
it's nice,
yeah,
but it's nowhere near of where we feel like we should be. I guess that's the same for everyone. Everyone feels like they have their goals pretty high. So, and I think that's good too.
yeah. Plus, I look back, or I look at these other people who have like, say, 200K plus. And I'm like, oh, we're at that, and I go on our page. I'm like, oh no, we're not.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh gosh.
But yeah, to get back to your question, to kind of like fully answer it, is we took a lot of like year breaks because I feel like the hardest part for us was kind of making it legitimate and like having a form of income through it, because we didn't really see any money, like obviously like early on through lives, like when we first were getting going, we saw some, but then it kind of dropped off and there wasn't much to it and all that. And then just like recently, like I don't know, like 6 months ago maybe, is when we actually started, when we treated it like a business and we actually saw, all right, this is how we can do this is how we can do this. And it takes time, but I'd say to go back, like the mistake was we took like a year off.
Break.
We took a couple, like 6 months off, a year off, like after we were already kind of getting going. We already had like 80,000 followers, which was really good back then, but there was no money coming in, so we stopped, and then we kind of got forced into this whole 9 to 5
systematic approach to life.
Which go ahead.
Yeah.
So it's like systematic approach to life, and it's like you get distracted. And you're like, do I really like want to do this? Is this like, can I actually tell people that I seriously do this for a living? Like, especially like your family and things like that. So it's tough to like take it seriously and have other people in your life take it seriously. So it's like, I guess with that, it kind of changed and kicked us off. Oh wait.
Yeah. Well, especially with
kicked us off course.
Like I feel like at that point, you just have to get to, like, if you're doing a 9 to 5, you have to get to a point of, because the money's good enough. Like the money is good. You get to have fun. You get to go on vacation. Like that's when we had money to do all these things. But I feel like for us, or for me personally, I had to get to the point of like extreme unhappiness of what I was doing. And like, I feel like you're like this too, to where you feel that inside of you and you're like, this is not what I should be doing. It almost feels like you're not like living your life, if that makes sense.
It had to turn the knife, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that, hit that rock bottom,
Yeah.
Not that it's like a rock bottom, but it's like the feeling of just like, you're kind of letting yourself down a little bit.
Yes.
Doing something that you don't really, really want to be doing, or you want to be doing something else, but you're just kind of scared. And like, I always told myself back in the day, it's like, you can always fail at, well, I heard this somewhere, and then I would always like remind myself, like, you can always fail at something that you don't actually want to do.
Right.
So it's like, why not at least try and succeed at the thing that you really want to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I could, I can go to this 9 to 5 and fail here, or the company goes out of business and I lose my job. And, maybe it's a little bit easier to find that new job because now you have experience there, but it's like, is it worth giving up on your dream? And that's why, like, I'm always going to try to stay active on social media and like continue to do this because I just like to do it.
Right.
In general, I may be scared to like go in 100%, but I'm not gonna, not do it, or, just bail.
Right.
Just bail on it completely.
Yeah.
No, and that's
exactly.
I
heard that a while ago, is like, you can always still fail at something that you don't really, enjoy, or you don't want to succeed as much in. And it's so true, because, and one, I mean, you're not going to do it as much or do it as well because, you don't really enjoy it. So you're not going to put as much time as someone who does into it. So having that, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's like, I need to like have this creativity is what I, and produce things that are creative. That's like, I have to do that.
Yeah. And I kind of looked at it as like at a perspective recently. It really only like some of these stuff only like hits you when you're kind of further, like a little further down the road than when you first start. But it's like, there's no, especially in our day and age, there's only good things that can come out of, obviously if you're being respectful and all this, there's only good things that can come out of having a good following and learning these skills. Cause I feel like most people, like the new jobs are going to have somewhat to do with social media and us kind of being on video and things like that. And yeah,
I was thinking that, like, I've been thinking that recently too. Well, side note, nothing's safe really. Like you could still get, fired from your job.
Yeah, like
so
you said,
nothing's safe. Whatever, people say is safe isn't really safe. But to Alex's point is, I mean, we're learning the most important things is where the money goes is like attention, and marketing and being able to captivate people and tell stories really is where the skills for the future are like the important things are,
Yeah, dude. And like, especially just being on that topic, like what's going to happen in the future. I mean, everything's going to be automated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like everything's going to be so automated. So like, what else is there other than like, obviously if you're an engineer, if you're creating this automation, but eventually the automation is going to be creating automation.
Yes.
AI learning and whatever. I mean, it's all way over my head. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's like,
right.
It's all good. What the future is entertainment. You
Yeah.
know? It's like if all the jobs are taken by robots and automation, it's like, I mean, the only thing that we have is creativity.
Yeah.
That a robot doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. And like emotions and
we'll
feelings.
always have that over. Yeah, exactly. So we'll always be able to understand each other and know what's entertaining more than something else. So I think that this is kind of the future.
Yeah.
Content creation and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to be able to do both,
Yeah.
That's the hard part is like wanting to try to do both, because as we were talking about before, it's like just energy is going to be split,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't do your best work if you're not 100% in.
Yeah, I think you have a good knowledge of like where to put your effort. It seems like from at least like our perspective, and I think the two like what you're doing now, kind of go hand in hand. Like I think it would be interesting to see like your perspective on like how to work out when you're traveling and things like that, because people that travel a lot of times are like, I just won't even worry about working out, and then they're like, oh, I should get in the gym though.
Yeah, no, dude, that is my vision right now. Like that's what I really want to do.
That's good.
Is show everybody like, hey, this is how I eat healthy on the road.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I work out on the road. This is like, I want to do like hotel gym reviews, just like little series of being like, oh, this is the Marriott in Des Moines, Iowa, or like, this because I'll just be constantly in like hotel gyms.
Yes.
And then kind of create like little like I have like the workout app. So I want to create like different sections like body weight workouts, minimal equipment like hotel gym workouts, and then just showing how to be healthy on the road, because that's also like coming back to just being able to relate, like being relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are in 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah.
Or not that most people like travel that much for their work anymore, because it's like a lot of remote stuff, but it's probably going to go back to traveling, hopefully.
Yeah.
So people can actually be like with each other. But yeah, I want to be able to do both. And that's what my vision is. And I think it could work. It's obviously going to be like really hard.
Yeah.
Trying to do both at the same time. But I think that could be really relatable. And, pilot is like, it's a cool career that a lot of people think is cool.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, cool. Like this dude's a pilot and he does fitness. This is how he does both at the same time. And that's what I'm hoping for, because that's just two things that I really enjoy. So hopefully people want to see that, because that's just what I'm going to post anyway. So
Yeah.
No, I think I would be super interested in that. Especially I want, like, I don't know if this is in your plans or not, but I'd love to see like vlogs of you like working out, giving your reviews, maybe doing it all like in the vlog, you know, of how you're eating healthy on this trip and do all that stuff. I think like I would want to see that, like just being an audience member.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. I mean, you guys know that's like, that's the hardest.
Yeah. Hate to put that on you.
No, dude, like it makes the most sense. Like obviously, because it's more work, it's better.
Yeah,
you know, it'll pay off.
Exactly.
More. Like that's what people probably really want to see, and eventually, hopefully, I'll get there once I'm comfortable and find my way in doing both of them. Because right now, I'm just like, I feel like my hair's on fire when I'm flying this new plane, because I'm still learning it, you know? And then I'm also like, I got to figure out how to mesh them together.
Right.
But that would be sick. Like eventually to be able to do that, be able to juggle that.
I think that would be sweet.
Pretty sweet.
And I don't know if it would make it easier and if this would even be possible. But if you could have like, maybe even have like a friend or a cameraman that wants to go on the trip, like, I don't know how much the turnaround is for flying back and different things like that, but maybe even see if, you know, they could get on the plane and film some stuff like in the hotel the morning or next day or something like that. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool.
True. That would be sick. That would be next level.
Yeah.
I had like a videographer, like that's what changes the game, is
these
guys who have done so well that they can start to pay a videographer and editor, and then that just opens up the world. Like it takes so much weight off your shoulders, because in the beginning we're all doing that by ourselves. It's like I'm videoing, I'm performing, I'm videoing, I'm editing, and then it becomes like this whole day of work. With recently, I've been able to pay a videographer. Like
that's
this guy
awesome.
David that I work with out of Orlando, who's like awesome. Like, and it's for these companies that want higher quality content that I'm not a videographer. I'm teaching myself. I bought myself a nice camera. I could take some photos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that's what gets you to the next level and takes so much, even if they're taking a little bit of cut, you got to pay them.
Yeah.
But it's so much better. Like you're so much better off.
Yeah.
Paying somebody to create higher quality content. More companies see that, they're like, oh, this guy's stepping up to the next level. Then they want to pay you more, so then it even pays off. But you got to do it all by yourself first.
Yes.
And that's the hard part.
Exactly. That's and that's so true. Is if you think about it, it's almost like a company, right? Once you start hiring employees and doing all these things, it's just so much easier to grow, so much faster too. And you almost turn it into this like machine that just operates on its own. So
yeah, but that's really funny that you bring that up too, is because we've wanted to, obviously the reason why we started making content was to get into YouTube. We've just always loved it. I don't know, it's just always been like, oh, I want to make these cool videos and I want to be that person in this vlog that I watch and love. But it's funny that you say the cameraman or videographer, because we're like, oh, we just need one, because it's hard with us because, well, it's good and it's bad. So it's good because we can film each other. Like that's cool too.
But our whole concept being twins, we want to be in it.
But we noticed like there's not videos, there's not really any pictures that we're both in. So we're like, we have a lot of content, but it's not with both of us in it, So I think that's where it would be very useful to get a videographer. And so we don't have to worry about the little things. Like we get discouraged because we can't, like, we're not good getting good angles or sound or anything like that. We're like, oh gosh, we're never gonna be able to do this. But
it's one little problem and solution after the other, especially with equipment. That's the toughest thing, is like to get to that level. It's like I have to purchase this thing right now, and it's like, oh, I can't afford that, but how can I make it work right now or achieve that? And that's that's the battle in itself right there.
Yeah, because they have all the, like, he comes over and he's got like the the lights and the mics and the sick camera and like
Yeah.
the gimbals, and you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is sick. If I would have bought all this stuff, it would have cost me thousands and
Right.
thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't even know how to use it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So it ultimately pays off for sure. But it also depends. Like some content, it's better to just do on your phone.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like sometimes those videos, especially on TikTok, like sometimes those videos do way better. Like they don't want a very polished product.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But for certain companies that you work with, and you know that they're going to use it for their professional ads or emails or website or whatever, then they want that kind of product. So you kind of have to know when to have a videographer. But YouTube for sure. Yeah. If you're going to go in on YouTube, like, and create, you know, stuff together or like a blog style thing,
Yeah.
then it's like,
Yeah.
it's so much harder to do it by yourself. Like you got, and editing, dude, editing
Oh,
probably
yeah.
takes, even if like, dude, I edited a TikTok like 4 times. Somehow it was like dropping the volume like for the last 5 seconds or
Oh,
something. I was just
gosh.
like, and it wouldn't until I would like go to next or save, and then it would drop it, and then I would have to go back and cut all the clips again. And I was like, and I'm like, I know this video is not even going to do that well. I'm freaking spending like a couple hours on this at this point, probably.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
But yeah, I want to make.
it's the grind.
Oh my gosh, it's all those. Yeah, it's every in and out of like trying to make it work. But
yeah.
we might. I don't know if we probably won't be able to afford it. So we'll probably have to just start on our own and start making money on YouTube that way. But we might have to ask you more details on like, you know, your input on the videographer and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's absolutely, we have to stay in touch.
Yes.
For sure, and talk about this stuff.
Yeah. No, that's
And if
what.
we see each other slacking.
Yes.
We hit each other up like, yo, dude, you haven't posted in a little while. Like, don't be giving up on your dream, dog.
Right.
And that's why I really like, I wanted you on the podcast so bad because one, I think your story is like super interesting. Like it's always been something that like, it was something that motivated us to get into creating content. So there, you know, it's definitely that. And then also like, you know, I want to be able to, like, this is a good excuse to touch base again with other creators like yourself and like build that community and be like, oh, hey, I'm in New York or Florida for the, you know, a couple of days, let's shoot some stuff. And then you can share footage and stuff like that, which I think would be sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. Like, this is a great way for you guys to meet people on a personal level and like grow that community, like you were saying.
Right.
Because you're having a conversation. Like, I don't remember the last time I talked to somebody for this long.
Yeah.
Especially somebody that I knew you guys, but like we've never talked this long before.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's cool. It's like, it's personal, like we were saying. Like it's you really get to know somebody, and then it gives you that reason to stay in touch.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. That was one of the big reasons why we're like, you know, this is what we want to do, because one, we want to meet other people, and this is honestly one of the best ways. You know, like you said, you don't really get to talk about this stuff or have these long conversations. And I feel like at the end of all these podcasts that we do, we're like you know, friends with everyone. Like even people that we didn't even know before. We're becoming friends with them just because we did this one podcast on one day, you know? So I think that's where the value is.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, content is one thing, but I think just building those relationships is so big.
Yeah, absolutely. And you learn so much too from talking to other people. Like,
Yes.
you might learn one little thing from what I
Right.
said. Who knows? Probably not. But then you'll talk to some other, like, who knows who you're gonna have on the podcast. Like, that's why Joe Rogan's so freaking smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not because he's just smart. It's because he talks to like these really smart people.
Yeah.
And he just takes little piece of knowledge from this guy, and everybody's pretty good or smart in one way. And that's what I like to do. Like when I meet people, it's like, oh, I like this about this person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you just take you just take that and then use that, and then eventually, you know, and then it makes you guys better at asking questions or whatever, or just running the podcast in general.
Yeah. No,
I love
absolutely.
podcasts.
Yeah. You're
Yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, you know, there's been every person we've talked to, including yourself. So you got to give yourself some credit. We've been able to like pick up pieces and kind of like give ourselves a better idea of what direction we should go in, or even like little things of,
yeah, like
I don't know, like
even like little brand things or you know, like you're exactly right, because there's like doing this podcast too, like there's little things where we don't even know what issues or, you know, what problems we've been running into, but it's like, oh, they did that way. Like it clicks. Like, you know, there's that little piece of the puzzle that just makes so much more sense. And it's like such a different perspective on it. Like, especially with you, I'm glad you brought up the like the camera guy, like video guy.
Because we've been saying it a lot the past couple weeks.
And I saw your, like, this is a little example too. I saw your ad. I don't know. I think it was cuts. I don't know if it was 10,000 or if it was cuts. I think it was cuts. But I was like, that video looks so good. Like I was in the back of my mind, I was like, how did he make that so good? You know?
Yeah, not me. No, it is. It's game changing, because it, like, I've had that. They're like, dude, like people be like, bro, your last video was sick. Like, how did you do that? I'm like, I hired a guy.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's
it changes the game.
Yeah,
it does.
It changes, like, because then you have, like, that's what, like you were saying, perfectly said, like, that's what a company is. It's like you grow enough to where you can pay certain people who are experts in one specific area, and then they make your company that much better.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a good company is just a bunch of really good experts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we're at the point to where, like, you know, we're pretty much doing everything ourselves, so we're not amazing yet, but hopefully as time goes on, I get to pay him more, and then he gets creeped, and then eventually you guys get a videographer, and like it just like snowballs, and things get better. Companies want to pay you more, and whatever, just more better opportunities come up because of the growth
Right.
of your personal brand.
Right. Yeah. Another technical difficulty. So we're back. I think, you know,
I changed my shirt too.
Oh, did you?
Cut shirt. I was sweating.
Me too.
Me too. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if it's the lights and all that just, and like you're trying to talk and.
Yeah, that's the thing. I remember when I did inside sales, it was like you got the sales sweats. I think we got like the podcast sweats. You know?
Yeah. No, yeah, you get, like, I swear, dude, especially like back in the day when I was wrestling, like before weigh-ins or before a match, I would just start sweating.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like a little bit of nerves or whatever, but it's just like, it's a trigger.
Yeah.
And it's just hot. It's just hot in this room. I don't want to run the AC because it's just loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, ours does that too.
Same
like
thing.
My room we're doing this in my room, and it gets so hot because we have like 3 lights going. We have like the computer, his laptop, a couple recording devices and things like that. So it's like we get all that like the fan blowing the heat from the computers and all that.
Yeah, he doesn't have a fan, so we just have like one rotating fan.
Yeah, we have one rotating fan
once a minute or something.
We're definitely.
Do you guys have a third mic? Have you guys ever done like an in-person podcast?
So no, because we don't have.
We do have a third mic, but
we do have a third. I have a mic that I haven't used in forever, so I need to start using that for things. But I literally bought it, but that's another story. But yeah, no, we just don't have, like, I guess the setup or like the room right now to make it good enough. Like, this is better than what we would have.
True. Because I mean, dude, those mics look pretty legit.
They're actually really cheap.
Well, they're like they're like the best like cheap mic that you can get.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still probably like, I don't know, $50 to $100.
No, I think I looked and these were like $20.
No, there's no way there's a mic.
They might be now because they might be outdated. I don't know. You could probably get these. Just you would need like a pretty good
interface for
interface.
Like we have a Rodecaster Pro, which I think makes it better. But the USB was good when we first started too. We just plugged a USB. It has like a USB thing that you can just plug right into your computer. Yeah. So maybe even for like voiceovers, like when you do your voiceovers, that could be good. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it definitely changes the game on quality because you try to just do it straight through your phone,
Yeah.
it's not all that great.
Which I think people are used to on like TikTok and stuff like that and Instagram. But, you know, if you do want to like hire the production and like do YouTube and stuff, I think it is worth the investment into like mics and stuff.
Yeah, because sound is like the most important thing, really.
Yeah. And
oh yeah, especially in a podcast.
Oh yeah,
sound is everything. If it's a crappy sound, or like even video, sometimes like if I'm watching a podcast and it's like a grainy video, it's just kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
it's distracting. That's
like,
you want them just to forget about everything and just enjoy the content, and without even knowing it, you know, they watch the video. Like, because they were so immersed in it. Like a good movie. Like you're, you know, 2 hours, you walk out of the movie theater after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're like, geez, like that was quick, or like, you know, that was a great movie. You don't even like think about, oh, I was sitting there for 2 hours or an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, like you see some of these podcasts are just like people who do a lot of talking to the camera, and their whole setup in the back is so nice and appealing.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing distracting.
Yes.
Right.
But like there's a little bit of something back there to just kind of add to it.
Yes.
And that's why I was like, oh, bro, we're doing a podcast. I gotta like figure this out. put a table somewhere, add a little light. I was like, I don't have anything, so I'll just throw like a poster.
I like that.
Well, it's already up, but
yeah. No, I like that.
An iconic
but
poster. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it looks.
But it's off center. You know.
That's all right.
Hey, we're struggling the same boat. Like I got like light behind me from outside with blinds, you know.
I tried with like the lighting behind me. It's not, you know, they're not the best bulbs.
We'll get there. We'll get to a point of where we have a studio, and
there's so much that I want as far as equipment and setup and everything like that.
Everything costs money, so
yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
like
the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I want all this, but I can't do that right now.
Yeah, like I need a new laptop because mine keeps freezing. So, you know, I can't even like edit videos. like we have to use his computer.
Laptops nowadays are like $2,500.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Crazy. Like these things are like phones and laptops.
Yeah,
dude.
And the
everything's just getting so expensive.
Yeah, like the hard part too is that since like camera and audio quality and all that's getting better, it's just larger files. So now we need more like stronger computers. So it's just gonna keep doing that. It's like the more you fall behind on one device, like you gotta kind of keep it all even, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
They need to learn how to like make these things better, like file size a lot smaller. You know, they got to figure all those out because can't be at my expense, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's all supply and demand, you know. It's like so many people want to be doing stuff like this now, and they're using their computers more to either edit or just every day for work. So they're like, well, you need it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you'll pay whatever freaking couple numbers we put on the sticker.
Exactly.
Like, you're right. I will pay.
Yes.
$100 for a phone.
Yeah, it's like
I hate it, but yeah, I'll do it.
Like when I first look at a computer or a camera or anything, I'm like, oh, that's, you know, $2,000, $3,000. I would never pay for that. And then all of a sudden I'm watching YouTube videos on what it does and how good quality is. I'm like, oh, I want it so bad now.
I need it.
And then you go up the ladder. Like I bought a projector, right? I all I wanted was one of those like small ones because I saw an ad. I saw a little small projector. I was like, oh, that's cool. I could like, you know, watch it on my ceiling. It was like that one was like $50, $70 maybe. You know, a few YouTube videos later, I'm looking at like $1,500 ones. Like now I need the best. Like,
yeah, dude, that I go down that rabbit hole too because it's like, oh, if I'm gonna buy this thing, like I might as well have something that's gonna last.
Yeah, you fall into that.
And then so then it's like you look at that one, you're like, well, what's the next step up? And then what's the next step up? And it just you end up at a $1,500 projector. And that's still like, dude, there's some projectors that are just insane.
Yeah, like
it's like, and I still want like an 8K one or whatever. Like I'm still left like wanting the best. Like,
yeah, It's got to make a ton of money.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, that's the thing too. And I think that's what you guys were kind of getting at, was that when I look at something and then they're like, oh, but for this feature you can get like $300 more. I'm like, I want the best, I want to be like, not be limited.
Yeah.
So I want that higher price point product now because of that. But I guess that's the whole part of it,
Yeah, and I just bought a camera too. Well, not just, but a few months ago I bought a camera. That's what I spent like my stimulus and tax returns on. And I was like, well, it was either that or a new laptop. In hindsight, probably should have gotten the laptop, but but yeah, no, I mean, we already have like a 1080p camera, and I needed the down the rabbit hole, I needed the 4K.
You gotta have the 4K. What kind of camera do you guys get?
I got a Panasonic S5, or the Lumix. Yeah, Panasonic S5. Nice. Yeah, so I love it. I wanted the Sony A7S III. That was like my dream camera, but
it's like a movie camera.
Yeah,
like how real it is.
Yeah, I have the Sony A7 III.
Okay.
Oh wow.
How do you like that?
But yeah, they have that. I love it, dude. I mean, it's great. Like that's what I pretty much shoot. I'll just give it to my girlfriend and be like, all right, I'm gonna walk up and down this sidewalk.
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah.
And just blast off photos, and then there's there's a gem in the mix.
Yeah, it's like 100 photos to get one.
It's easy to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's super easy to use. Like it's amazing for trips. It's good for content.
Right.
Other than that, it's like you can always hire a photographer,
mm-hmm.
right,
or whatever. But it's nice to have when you don't have that option.
Yes,
right.
And you got to have somebody there. Like for you guys, that's sweet because you guys can just take photos of each other.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't need a photographer. If you have a nice camera like that, you can get away with a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like post-production, it makes it so much easier if you don't have those skills, because it just it does it kind of mostly for you for the
Yeah. No, I think like it's also kind of a little bit of pride too, is like, oh, I filmed this, or I took this picture.
Yeah,
that's the point of like, I want to get better, but like I also need like good product now, kind of. So it's like I want to learn along the way, but also like have someone help,
Yeah.
Yeah, like getting back into, I guess, that like content standpoint is like I want that pride of like knowing that I edited that, or I took that video, but I can't really do that. Well, I can. It would be a lot more difficult, but it's like I'd rather someone who's like an expert do it and make my videos look better. But it's like there's always that sense of pride, or like maybe I should still learn it, type of thing. And it's tough.
Dude, I've thought about doing if I had more time, I would love to do a class on video editing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what Adobe Premiere, or what I don't know what's the best one out there, but I know there's classes. I follow Sailing La Vagabond on YouTube, which is like, I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
I'm not sure,
but it's just like this couple that sails around the world basically.
Oh, that's cool.
They just started. Yeah, and they just started he bought a boat. He met her on they're like Australian too, so they have the cool accent.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They're super easy to listen to and watch. And they're just two good looking people. And but they started he was just like, I'm gonna go sail, because he almost died working his 9 to 5. He worked on oil rigs or something crazy.
Oh wow.
I forget exactly. And then she was just a bartender at this island bar or something.
Oh wow.
And then they met. He was like, come out on the boat, and then she just started filming with a crappy camera. Didn't really know how to edit. And then as time goes on, they just evolved, got better gear. They both went to editing classes, and now, dude, their content is sick.
Wow. Wow.
They edit so well. Now they're bringing on crew. They bring in a videographer and an editor onto the boat. But it all started, it's like all that stuff that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It always starts small and almost from nothing, and then it just kind of grows until it becomes this big production. But it changed the game when they when they knew how to do everything by themselves, like way better because they took these classes. And that's where, dude, editing's like the game changer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like editing is, I guess, by far more important than like just having the physical like footage, because like, yeah, that's where you can like actually actively capture attention and tell the story and do all that. Of course, you have to, know what you're going to do pre-filming, but
yeah, I think there's a big, there's only a few shots that, like, there's a few shots that make a huge difference, but I think you can make your footage into really anything as long as you're a good editor.
Yeah. And there's so many, dude, especially on TikTok, like you see these certain creators that show you how certain TikToks went viral and stuff.
Yes.
And it all comes down to like how they edited it, like short, choppy clips that keep people's attention, like just little tips and stuff like that you don't think about until they point out. And you're like, oh yeah, like if there's maybe too long of one clip, it kind of gives you. We just want stimulation. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like everybody just wants to be like, stimulation. Like,
yeah. We're addicts for stimulation.
Yeah, dude, like movement, colors, lights. Like I don't know. We're just sitting there swiping, or most people are.
Yeah.
And they just want to see something that's gonna like catch their attention.
Right.
Yeah.
And that all comes down to, video and editing. That's why photos like Instagram is just phasing out, because photos just simply aren't stimulating enough
Yes.
anymore. Before it was like, dude, Tumblr, Instagram, it was like, look at this photo.
Yes.
This is awesome. Now it's like, no, it ain't enough. We need, we're like addicts.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. We need more. We need more movement.
It's like,
it's crazy.
You see this like beautiful picture of like, Maldives. It's like, no, I want to see the video like cut and like sounds and everything, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Birds flying, waves crashing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to see it in action.
And I think there is something to be said too with you find those patterns in like humanity, and like I guess the best way I could apply it was like our pictures turning, like us wanting more immersive stuff like video and VR is kind of like magazines to computers, and you kind of find that correlation of like we just want more immersion, we want it to be more real, I guess.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving.
Yeah, it's almost scary how fast it's going, because I'm like, I just want to learn how to do YouTube, but
it is scary.
Yeah. Plus,
it is scary.
Like in the last, like, I don't know, 10 years, like our attention spans have like halved. Like, like it's insane to think about, but it's so like important to know.
Yeah. No, I'll find myself sometimes like cross-eyed, just like scrolling. I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking at what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'm like blurry, looking at my phone, not even looking, and I'm just like, why am I fucking scrolling right now? I'm not looking at any of this stuff it's like a weird, dude. And sometimes you look at your like screen time on your phone or something.
Oh, I don't.
And you're just like, that is disgusting.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
I don't even want to know that.
Help me.
I'll find I'll find like my phone's like this close to my face. I'm like, what was I doing? Like, let me bring this back. Like,
yeah, dude, bad.
It's crazy. It's just like, like to your point, I'll just be jumping app to app for no reason.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just
back and forth.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Like, what am I checking? I don't even know. I'm just looking.
Bro, that's so true. I'm like, I was just on Instagram. Now I'm on TikTok. Now I'm on TD Ameritrade. Now I'm on Robinhood. And now I'm back on TikTok. Like, what would have happened 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, in 2 minutes. I didn't even post anything. Why am I back on TikTok?
Yeah. And
dude, that's also...
Sorry.
It's also something I think about a lot, is if I find myself scrolling, I always tell myself, why are you watching people's content?
Yes.
Right. Why are you not creating content?
Right. Yes.
Like, I always remind myself, like, that's it. You're not watching another piece of content until you edit something and post something.
Right.
Which is like, I think that's kind of maybe dumb.
No, but you're right.
Like,
no, that's what we say
like,
too.
Why am I doing this? Because it's such, dude, if you're not using, I tell people all the time, it's like people that are off social media, like my girlfriend doesn't have social media at all. And
Oh, wow.
it makes so much sense to me. Like, because if I wasn't using it as like a business or like to create cool relationships with people,
Yes.
it is just a gigantic waste of time.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so many people, thankfully, so many people are on it watching.
Right.
You know, because obviously we like creating content, so we want people to watch it.
Yes.
But it's like, I don't want to spend a lot of time watching content. Like certain people's that I think brings me value, of course, like certain podcasts that I like, certain shows, like just to kind of escape as well. But like sometimes it's just too much. There's just too much wasted time when you could be more productive.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we got into that a little bit with the last podcast we posted with Hunter the Hill. I don't know if you've seen his videos on TikTok. He has like the Alexa videos where he does like a little skit.
No.
But yeah, it's very niche specific. I don't know if we had too much of it on our For You page. And there's so much out there like, you know, but yeah, so we were talking about how like, where is the line of like, I want to, you know, enjoy, like I want to get ideas from scrolling because that is a part of it. Like you got to see the trends, but then am I wasting time?
For sure.
And he was saying how he could come up with like 3 times as many ideas as he would just by scrolling. So I think that's true too.
Yeah.
And you have originality in that sense.
Because like I'll find myself looking for ideas or like trying to focus on one aspect of the video in order to improve, you know, ours. But then I'll find myself like I'll go through this rabbit hole of like living, like there's this doctor talking about living forever. Like what like I just get lost in these things and I don't realize it. Like 14-part series.
Videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start watching a video and you're like, I'm watching this for no reason.
Yes.
At all. Other than that, it's got me, you know, it has my attention at the moment, but no value is being brought to me by watching this video. Somebody yelling at somebody in like a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
Something stupid, you know?
Yeah.
It's oh man. It's I went down a rabbit hole, like a Joey Diaz, I think is his name, rabbit hole, like at like 2 a.m. one night. I'm like, why? I need to go to bed. Like, why am I doing this?
He's hilarious.
Dude, he is so funny. I went down, that's why I went down the rabbit hole, because I was like, oh, this is funny. And then I didn't know he was in like Spider-Man. He was in like Spider-Man 2 in one scene. Yeah, the one where he's
in like some random movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like he's in Godfather or something.
You know what he's into?
Yeah.
He's in Longest Yard.
He's in a lot of the mobster. Oh yeah, he is.
I didn't even realize that until I saw it. What'd you say?
Any mobster movie, like all the mobster movies, he's in on.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
He just looks like an old Italian mobster.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and he probably is.
Plus, he like sounds like it. He kind of talks like it. You know.
Yeah. He's funny as shit.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I forgot where I was going with that though.
But yeah, I mean, it just consumes so much of our time, our attention, and everything. That's where it's like, all right, am I on this app to be a consumer or a creator? And like for YouTube, I'm a consumer. You know, I want to be a creator, but right now I'm being a consumer because I want to learn and kind of do that, which is, you know, cool. But you know, it's always important to like keep that in mind. Yeah, like, am I watching this to create? Am I watching this to consume? Am I consuming too much? It's just finding that like line.
Finding that balance.
Yeah.
Same thing with everything else. It's like, yeah, because you can obviously like you gotta watch videos to get those trends and be like, save the video. Okay, I'm gonna do that trend tomorrow, or like whatever. You get a certain amount of help from watching, but then when does it become a detriment more than something that's helping you?
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to figure out.
But I did want to ask you, and you don't have to answer this, like answer as much as you want or as little as you want. But when you were mentioning you have an app, right, for fitness?
Yeah.
how did you get that app? Is it kind of like a Wix website to where, they have the infrastructure ready and you kind of just have your own thing?
Yeah, exactly. So Playbook is like the app, and then it comes off as like everyone else. It's like Joe Miuccio app, or like a couple of my other friends. It'll say like that it's my app, but really it's their platform, and it's like my profile on that platform. But Playbook, along with some of the other fitness ones, is like you have to be invited to the app. Like not anyone could just like create an Instagram account, and then just post their workouts. Like they have to reach out to you and be like, hey, listen, we want you on our app. If you want to do it, this is how you do it. They kind of coach you how to like create your page. Basically, they create your marketing page for you.
Okay.
And then you upload all your workouts. They check it. Okay, this looks good. It looks clean. All right, we're gonna upload it, or we're gonna go live with your app next Monday. And they kind of help you market it as well. So it's pretty cool. Not that my app is doing amazingly well. Like some people crush it.
Yeah.
Because and it's inexpensive. Like that's why people crush it, because I mean you could go and if you go to like your local gym and you pay for someone to help you work out, a personal trainer.
Right.
It's like $50-$75 a session.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is super. I mean, it's pretty expensive. Sure, it's one-on-one and they're actually there to like critique your form and stuff. But the app is cool because it's like there's a video of me doing the movement. There's a good written description of like how to do the movement.
Right.
And then and then you can like swipe, like completed this workout, completed this.
Oh, that's cool.
Step. So it tracks your progress. So it's pretty interactive. And then it's $1 for the first month. And then it's $15 from then on. So it's still
that's sweet.
An entire month for $15.
Yeah.
Less than $1 a day to like have somebody's entire workout program. I think it's sweet, and that's why like some people crush. Like, they make bank off of it because so many people use it rather than personal trainers.
Right. That's awesome. Especially like recently, obviously with the pandemic, everything. I feel like people are trying to be more like self-sufficient, or I guess more able to do it like wherever, so I think that really adds into that.
Yeah. And with that same thing is like a lot of people, their most popular section, I think for a lot of people is like their at home bodyweight workout.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because along with like the whole pandemic thing, like a lot of people are they're kind of nervous to go to the gym. Like they're insecure the way they look, or they don't want to look funny doing a specific workout. They're like, let me just do something at my house by myself. So that's why I need to add that section. Like I have more, like most of my workouts are in the gym. So that's why like, that's the main part of my app is like, because that's what I actually do. I'm just like, hey, look, these are the workouts I do. I'm not a personal trainer. I tell people all the time, like, listen, I'm not a personal trainer. I work out. These are the workouts I do. If you want to see that and try these same workouts, I hope it works for you too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's a good way to approach it.
Because some personal trainers, like, I know there's some people out there that are like, oh, you just came out with an app, bro. You're not a personal trainer. You didn't go to class for this. Like, I'm not saying I am.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
people
I'm not a nutritionist. Like, this is what I eat. This is what I do at the gym. Works for me. Probably work for you too.
Yeah. 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 You've gone, I mean, you've always been muscular, but you've gotten shredded like recently, like super shredded.
Thanks, dude.
Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just,
I love hearing that.
Yeah. Maybe it's just because of the content that I see it, but you've gone like so fit. I'm like, dang, like I should be doing what he's doing,
I appreciate it. I think it's just like, I've also just been eating cleaner. Like I always kind of disregarded diet a little bit.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like a crazy person and like never eat any sweets or never have a beer or anything like that. But I think that's what changed the game, which like made me that much leaner, is just eating cleaner and just like and doing more cardio. Like I also started throwing in like short runs, like walks and runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that changed the game for me too. Like just adding that in, because I always hated running. Like running in wrestling was a punishment.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when I got out, it was like, let me just move some weight around and get jacked.
Yes.
Like no cardio.
Yeah.
But then I started running, and now I kind of love running.
Yeah.
You know, even though I don't run super, super far all the time, I like, you know, it feels good to like move the body, like go on a beach walk and a run, like in the morning. It just feels, it's a great way to start the day.
It does.
Right.
And it just keeps you lean. Dude, I think like a fasted morning cardio, maybe have some coffee. That's when it changed for me. And I was like, I'm getting way more lean than I used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when, I noticed when I was doing that, like I was, well, obviously the leanest I've ever been, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
The running is so, especially it's like so good for you, just like mentally, physically, everything.
And it's hard too, you know? So it's like, it's not something easy, and you're doing something hard that you're like, oh, I feel good about that, you know, the rest of the day. Like lifting weights, you can kind of take your time with it, and you know, it may not be like, unless you do like HIIT workouts, it's not going to be that like, oh man, I did something like really hard. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm just, you know, doing what I usually do. But like for running and things like that, that's always going to be hard. Like you may have to up your distance, but it's always going to be a challenge. And the fact that you do it, you feel good about it.
Yeah. Like a lot of people talk about just like David Goggins says, like trying to be like uncomfortable, like getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's key, just like adding little things in your day that are hard. You know, like you said in the gym, sometimes it's easy to like go through a workout and like just kind of take it easy, just go through the motions.
Right.
But then something like running, or like I want to start doing more like cold exposure, like this ice bath stuff with the ice barrel that I got. Like, some people talk about that stuff like it changes their lives, because they know, like, you're going into this thing every day. If you do it every day, it's like, you know, it sucks.
Yeah. Yes.
Getting in the ice, you know, and mentally your mind's like, no, bro, like we're not doing that. Like that's going to suck. But then you just do it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. And then just trying to take that same mindset and like apply that elsewhere in your life. Like, yeah, dude, taking this new job, or like having this change in my life might suck, but like, who knows what's going to happen? Like change is always good. And even with like the podcast, like usually I've had other people in the past like ask me, dude, you should come on this podcast. And I'm like, nah, because I'm scared.
Yes.
Because I'm nervous. And I know it's gonna suck. But then it doesn't.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You podcast and you meet people and you're like, this is freaking, you know, I'm glad I did it, but the thought of it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initially, you're scared.
And there's times to where I'm like when we're first starting getting going, I'm like, man, you know, I don't know if I want to, you know, do this podcast and have to reach out to all these people. But then I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I have to achieve like what we want to achieve. Like, this is part of it. Like, we have to be doing this. And it's enjoyable after the fact. Like, we're like, geez, like that was like the coolest person we just talked to. And then you build a relationship and you like support each other and things like that. And it's so gratifying at the end of it. But like, yeah, you're right. Your initial response is to like not do it. Like to get out of the situation or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's the little things like just waking up and like going for a beach walk, or like a walk or a run in general. It's like every day we wake up, and everyone, when they wake up, they're tired. You know? So just telling yourself like, no, I'm going to go get up, because after you go for that run, you're always like, I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked I went for that run.
Yeah.
When it was like, you'll never do the run and then be like, or you'll never get in an ice barrel and then be like, oh, I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you'll always be like, and then just trying to remind yourself of that. You'll regret not doing it, or not going on the run, but you'll never regret doing it after you've done it. Same thing with like editing a video. Sometimes it's like you're filming it and you're like, oh my God, I gotta edit this thing. And then it's like you edit it and you post it and you're like, I'm so stoked that I did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely.
And I have that with me forever.
Yeah. Totally agree. And it's kind of like interrupting those patterns of, you know, just, you know, going through your days and like, you know, not really. Yeah, exactly.
Well, especially for like cold exposure. I think the reason why like that's such a big deal. Like I've started to take cold showers. I want to do the cold barrel because that looks cool.
Yeah,
it looks way
more mentally
Ask
challenging.
you about the barrel too.
But I wanted to just point out that like I take cold showers now, and it's helped a lot because mentally, like, you know, we all get anxiety, especially with social media and stress and all that. But like your stress response is to get out of that situation, right? Like when you get cold, when you first get that cold water, you're like freak out, but then you have to just breathe, focus, and you're training that muscle to, and that, like, it's not just one dimensional. It's not just like, oh, every time I get cold, this is why this works for this. It's like you're training that stress response for your whole life. Like when I'm under pressure, when I'm trying to figure out this decision, you know, just, you know, it's teaching that muscle and working that muscle.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, plus as us guys, you know, when the things go up, we get a little freaked out from how cold it is. But I
was like, what do you mean by that?
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I was like, where's it going?
Yeah. but to that point, it's like
I hear you though.
to that point, it's like I remember when I did do like cold showers for like a really long time every morning, I would be like, that's the part of the day that I would like hate
it's
the most.
Worst.
Like I would hate that part the most. But then obviously looking back, it's like, God, I'm so like, I'm glad I did that. Like I missed that actually. And then it's just, you know, just those hard things, like even just in life, like those hard times, it's like, I kind of miss those times, you know? So, I mean,
yeah,
you're better off doing it. And, it's just, I mean, those things really like push you to do different things too.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to remember the easy days or like days that you just did something that was super chill and comfortable.
Exactly.
You're going to remember those days where like either something really sick happened or like you pushed yourself, you know, in some way or another that was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, and
what?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask about his barrel. Do you have something to?
I was just gonna say like stuff that, you know, you kind of realize like when you kind of hit that wall or whatever it is like the mistakes or like having to divert from that original path is like the best thing that could have happened, you know?
Yeah. Plus it's like, you know, things aren't that scary. It's like the things you're stressing about. It's like, if you just go and do them, like it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I had like 3 months ago, I was just hanging out with my girlfriend and I started bawling, dude. I haven't cried in like, I don't know, years.
Yeah.
I never cry. Like I'm usually a pretty level-headed dude.
Mm-hmm.
I just work, whatever, move on with my life.
Yes.
Nothing really gets to me. But I had this whole thing. It was like, I'm about to go to freaking airline training. I have these like responsibilities with social media right now. Like I'm working with these companies. I have to put a certain amount of content in. I don't want to let them down. I don't want to be not in 100% on training to where I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail myself. I'm going to fail my family, whatever. I'm so scared of failure that I was just like, dude, just built up. And then I was just like crying like a little baby, you know, because of the thought of what was about to happen.
Yeah.
Before I even got there, you know? So it's so much, like you were saying, it's like, dude, we make it out to be so much harder and so much worse in our head.
Yeah.
To where if you just go ahead and do it, it's like, you know, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, sure, it was hard and I was stressed out, but I made it out to be a lot harder than it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because just as I think it's as like men too, we just put so much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure, you know, girls do too. Everybody does, but I feel like sometimes we just put so much pressure on ourselves. It's like we have to be good or great or, you know, we can't fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just gets to you sometimes.
I think it's just the like, you know, we've like,
because we have to be the support.
Yeah, I believe in like, you know, just the past and like how we've evolved as like I guess a species is like men have always been the people that like, you know, if, you know, and you're in war or whatever, like you can't look scared. And I think just having that defense up has helped us survive, but it's also like not good for the world we're in right now because we haven't like,
Yeah.
you know, we have to deal with that, like, emotionally and all that other stuff that we're used to just, I guess, just naturally putting that shield up, or, you know, like, all this
For
stuff
sure.
is just to pretty much survive.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys do it, guys are the worst about just putting that shield up. Like, oh yeah, dude, everything's good. Life's good. Yeah. What's wrong? Nothing,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Always. That's just like how we go about life. But there's always something wrong or something on in the back of your mind that's bothering you.
Yeah.
But you just push it off because you're a dude, and that's just what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, if I don't,
sometimes you get to that point.
yeah. Plus, if I don't, I feel like I'll just, because I don't know, I just stress about every little thing. So it's like, if I don't just push it off too, it's like, it's just going to keep haunting me. So it's like, finding that.
Find that balance.
Yeah. But yeah, about your barrel, since I want to ask about that, is, I forget what it's called, but I saw one that was like really
Ice
cool.
barrel.
Is it like, I don't want to ask like how expensive it was, but is it like one of the like really nice big ones, or is it just like is it pretty like affordable?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's like, I think it's $1,000.
Okay.
Maybe like $1,100. But I work with them. Like,
Yeah.
they sponsor me. They gave it to me, and just through those same, just meeting people. Like, I know that this guy that's on a 10,000 team, and then he, I think, was like one of the original guys from our team that worked with them, and then he talked to them like, hey, there's this group of guys that are in fitness that are on my team with this fitness apparel. He's like,
Yeah.
I think he put me in contact with them, and then they were like, hey, here's his barrel, create some content, you can get commission on sales, stuff like that. So, I mean, it's pretty sweet. That is pretty expensive. Obviously, it depends on who you are. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's not that bad. And sometimes you talk to somebody, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
$1,000 for a barrel to freeze myself in. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like, I used it when I was in Colorado. They have a sick, like, his buddy. That's also, dude, community. Like,
Yeah.
same thing. Like, I know this guy from 10,000. He knows this guy. I was in Colorado. I was like, hey, dude, you guys live in Colorado, right? Oh, let's link up for a workout. Then he had like ice barrels, a sauna, a whole gym at his house. I was like,
That's insane.
Oh my gosh.
this is awesome. And then eventually now I got one. And now I want to get a sauna, like his
Yeah.
backyard, like my dream backyard,
Same.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, if I could have a gym, a sauna, and an ice barrel in my backyard.
Dude, I'm right there with
And
you.
then-
That's like all I want right
Yeah. And then I need a drone, a camera. No, I'm just kidding.
now. An 8K projector now.
But no, I did.
The sickest projector.
I went down that same, like,
ice bath and then watch something,
yeah.
Yeah.
I just went down that same path of like, ooh, I want the ice barrel that he has. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, but I want a sauna too. And then it's just like that. Oh yeah, I need a personal gym. That would be nice.
Yeah,
And
like-
all that's.
Yeah.
It's so, yeah. It's
We
so,
could do it though. We could do it. That's gonna happen. That is
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yes.
I told myself it's happening. When I get a house, that is 100% going down.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I'll save up to make sure that, the next house I buy, I can at least put some weights in it and, have a little bit of a gym there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you guys living now? Where are you guys at?
Right now we're in Florida. I don't know how specific we should get.
Well, I mean, we can cut it out, right?
I guess, but it might slip
Okay,
through
well,
my editing process.
More. We've said this before, but more central.
Yeah, central. We'll tell you off air, but you never know, I guess.
Yeah, give me your exact address.
Yeah.
Coordinates, address, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to move though to a
Yeah.
bigger city.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't care if it's
Yeah.
country, city, wherever. Like I need to get out.
Yeah.
So you Alex want to be in the city?
I want to be like, obviously I want to move obviously with the understanding that I want to live at my own like enjoyment. So I want to have enough to actually enjoy it. But I think ideally, which I mean, this would take a lot of money, but if we get to this point of creating and all that, I want to move to New York City for at least a year or two.
Nice.
But then you can't have a gym.
I don't need a gym once I'm in New York City though.
Yeah, that is like a giver. Like my girlfriend lives in New York City, and it's like it's cool because it's the city and it's the city that never sleeps, and there's always something going on.
Yeah.
And I love to visit it. But personally like I'm not a city person.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm based in New York City, so I'm gonna be up there a lot. Like whenever I have to go to work, I'm gonna have to fly to New York.
Yeah.
But I like more space, quiet town. I like to just walk around shirtless, shoeless,
Yeah.
and just chill. But I mean, a couple of years would be pretty cool. Like that's my girlfriend's doing. She's doing like 2 years in the city, and I think she's got like her fix at this point
That's awesome.
because it is a lot. It's a great experience, but it's like if you want to like live in the city for the rest of your life, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just
No, yeah, I don't. I
so much
definitely,
going on.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to live there for a long time. But like, especially in this, like these next 2 or 3 years, I feel like it'd be something that I want to do. And then once I get like, start settling down, like get a relationship and all that, then I would probably like somewhere more scenic and all that. But I feel like I just have to get it out of me. I just have to move there and like get it out of my system.
Yeah, I think it'll
Yeah.
take less than 1 to 2 years for you to kind of get out of your system there, though.
Yeah, no, and that's all I need.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, yeah, to meet people, like if you are single,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
I mean, you're not gonna meet more people, anywhere other than
right.
a major city, especially New York City. It's like you're gonna meet some new chicks at a new bar
Every time.
Yeah.
you go out.
Yeah,
Yeah, like endless opportunities.
I like that too for creating because like I don't know, I don't know if you're like this too. I'm very like in my head when people see me like filming or recording. I haven't gone to that point where I can comfortably film in public.
Yeah, no, dude, that's huge too. People are still looking at you like, who is this? Who
Yeah.
is this guy?
Yes.
what is
Like
he
sometimes I'll
doing?
go for runs on the beach or like walks, and I got like my little tripod in one hand, and I got my phone in the other hand, and I'm running, and then I'm setting it up, and I'm stretching, and it's like
Yeah,
some people. There's not that many people, but they're still looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of funny. But I mean, if you're walking around New York City with a camera or a phone, I mean, that fear will go away real quick.
Yeah.
Probably.
yeah.
Well, and that's part of
And
why.
no one gives a
Yes.
city either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
You just walk around with a fucking football helmet on. People are like, all right, whatever.
that's
That's
New
just-
York.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
most normal you'll see.
But that's kind of why like I want to
Yeah.
do it because one, it's like the most like extreme environment of like people everywhere. And then two is like there's also so many people that no one cares. And there's way crazier stuff that happens in New York City that they're like, oh, this guy's just filming. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
that's kind of why I also want to just go to like a different country, like with beautiful scenery. It's like you don't know the people there, or you can't. Sometimes if you go to a different country, like you won't even speak the same language,
and
so
you don't
it's
even,
like,
you don't
you
care
don't care.
at that point.
So that's kind of why I kind of want to move somewhere like that to get the beautiful scenery and maybe even cheaper living and get more out of it, and then I mean, you get to film whatever and live the life.
Yeah, dude, that's an awesome thing to do too. I mean, you're gonna be uncomfortable for a while.
Yeah.
Living in a different country, trying to learn a new language, just trying to have a normal conversations.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable as you don't know if you're saying something wrong or you heard them wrong.
Yeah.
And you just learn so much, I feel like, from traveling, especially living somewhere. I've never done it, but whenever I talk to people that have, it's like that's like one of the best things that they ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've
So,
seen, I've
You guys should send it, dude.
send it to New York,
somewhere.
then foreign country.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be in the works, honestly. I wish like,
Well-
you know how they have like these companies that pay for like these content houses and stuff. Like why can't I just move in somewhere where I don't have to pay rent and just enjoy it?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That's
$1
yeah,
million mansion, California.
Yes.
for real. Just the hills or something, like something
Yeah.
insane.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we can start wrapping it up now. But I did want to say too is like for our podcast, we want to have, I don't know, I just kind of came up with this the last couple of weeks, but I want to have like an end of the year party. Maybe we'll get some sponsors to like sponsor. That would be cool. But have like everyone that's been on it invited. And then, I don't know, we go somewhere cool. You know, I think that would be a ton of fun.
That would be sick. Dude, did you guys go to the end of the year or the cuts party?
No, the Super Bowl
we
party?
Could, like, yeah,
I'm
we
so
couldn't.
bummed.
We didn't like. Yeah,
Me
we.
neither, dude.
I wish.
Like
God,
we couldn't afford to go there, and then two is like with the timing and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw the videos after. It's like everyone was there, like that. I would have wanted to connect with or meet or hang out with or just have fun. Like,
yeah, like my cuts contact. Who did you guys connect with? Who's
We originally did.
Yeah, originally, yeah, and then now we're with.
yeah.
True. So yeah, she hit me up. She's like, "Are you coming tomorrow?" I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm not."
Yeah,
So I wish. I wasn't sure because like you had the RSVP, and I didn't know when my test was going to be. Like we're on such a weird schedule when we're in training, and then it was just like I couldn't RSVP, and then right when I knew I probably could have went, then I was like, well, let's go to Rome, and then we just did that instead.
yeah.
That's sick
But
though.
I probably could have went, but then I missed it, and I was like, that part of it. I mean, Gronk was
Yeah,
there, you
Everyone
know?
was there.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, like a bunch of cool people that I've seen on social media and talked to a little bit, but
Yeah.
haven't actually met in person.
yeah. I've wanted.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, no way. Because like that would help out so much with connections and all that too.
It's so much FOMO from that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But dude, with that said, talk about your guys' end of the year thing with everybody you talk to, whatever, even if it's just a party at your place or whatever, meeting in the city for a couple nights.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick.
I think that would be sweet. I think with that much firepower with all the influencers that we'll have on, I think that'd be sweet. Like we would be able to get, I think we would be able to get some big sponsors for that.
To like pay for the party, you're saying?
Because we'll have videographers probably if we want to do it right. We'll have videographers, photographers. It's like, all right, do you want your brand to be a part of that? You know?
Yeah.
And I think a ton of companies would want.
You create some sick content just with the part, just like Cuts did. Having certain people cater food or whatever. You can have all sorts of different sponsors.
Yeah, or even like say that 360 camera thing. Like that's kind of new, and they always want those at parties. So it's like,
yeah.
I think.
Have you guys used one of those yet?
No, I haven't.
Have you?
No, I haven't. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah,
they do.
I feel like I'd be like, I feel like I wouldn't know what to do on that thing though.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
but it'd be cool.
But
yeah,
I mean, I think that could be big, and then I don't know. I'm a big believer in like if you have like a ton of like force and momentum, like I'm religious, but like I feel like there is something to be said with like so many people in a given area and energy and all that. I think that would just like shock put everybody like forward, you know?
Yeah. That's why people move to LA probably.
Yeah.
Just be around other influencers and help each other out.
Yeah.
Some people hate LA though. I probably hate going to LA and moving to LA, but I know it helps certain people for sure. I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah. Have you been to LA?
I've been through there, but not to create content or anything.
Oh, okay.
Been kind of in passing.
Yeah. We when we started Take It Serious, that was like one of the first things we're like, all right, let's just visit LA. Let's see if it's somewhere that we'd want to set our sights on, and see if like we'd feel, like comfortable there and if that's where we'd want to move to in the future. But like we went there to like make content and like meet people, and it was great because we met with Cuts while we were out there. But a lot of like the people that were out there that we thought we'd be able to like meet up with and like create content and stuff, it all fell through. Like, I don't know. It was just like a whole thing of like, all right, I was so optimistic about this and it fell through, but we enjoyed LA. It was a ton of fun. But I don't know. There's just, it almost doesn't feel
cutthroat out there.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's like
it seems at least like
it is.
I'm gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.
Right.
Something like that. It seems kind of like that, unless you're with in a certain clique
right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
then it's probably pretty hard to get in with them.
Yeah.
Everyone's so busy. Everyone already has their friends with a lot of followers or whatever. Like even one of my buddies that I talk to pretty often, like a fitness guy, he moved out there for like 6 or 7 months, and he was working out at like Bradley Martin's gym and like
Oh, wow.
collaborating with these other fitness influencers. And I mean, he has a good following, like he's killing it, but he was still like, dude, this sucks. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's kind of shitty to each other. It's cutthroat. Like, I don't need this place.
Yeah. It definitely seems like if you're not gonna help me get to where I need to be, like I don't have time for you, type of thing.
Yeah.
We
Or
definitely
like, you don't have more followers than me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not talking to you.
It's crazy. It's so
Exactly.
crazy. And like we obviously there's I don't know. It seems like there's probably a lot, but it seems like there's a few like people that are, you know, completely opposite of that and, you know, welcoming and all that. But like when you're out there, it is like the whole environment's
It's
just like
yeah, the energy.
like
just,
who are these people? Like, you know, it's like it's like a weird energy thing to where like I don't know, I'm very like sensitive to like I can feel like people like if they don't want you there or something like that, and that's kind of like the feeling we got.
the feeling, like the feeling I got was like obviously there's, you know, a ton of like you're walking by people who are probably like famous and all this, but it felt like as if, to me it did, like as if you were on like a stranded like, or like back in the cowboy days, like a road with dirt road or whatever, and then everything's just like barren around you, and then they're just all in their own little cliques or whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, did you guys go to like parties in LA and meet with certain people, or did you just kind of like you just tried to meet with people over
Yeah.
social media, like reach out to people, be like, hey, when I'm here, let's create content wherever it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or did you guys like did you guys party with these people at all, or?
So
Well,
we didn't.
yes and no. Like we kind of we like winged it. We like reached out to people, but it was so last minute and spontaneous that like
Yeah.
we didn't really like plan it.
Like they're people that we know from the internet but don't know super well, so like, you know, I feel like they're just like whatever, like, you know, like I'm not gonna even like think too much on it, or they got busy, you know, for whatever reason, who knows. But yeah, that stuff fell through, and then we didn't go to like any house parties or something, which would have been cool. But
It was a bad weekend too, because that's when EDC and like
Vegas was going on, so like a lot of people left.
Everyone was there.
But
so.
I think it was the kind of the wake up call we needed. And when we went to this like one club, like one of the last, I think it was like the last night we were there, it was like, you know, the only way to get in was to buy a table, and there's promoters there and stuff like that. So it's like, we're like, it's the last night, let's send it. And then once you're in there, you're like, what am I doing? Like, these people don't care about me.
These people are
like,
paid off to be here.
Like the girl, I hate that, man.
Yeah.
Like the girls are literally the promoters get girls there that don't want to be there. They're just going to drink for a little bit and they're gonna leave. Like, I just hate that. Like, the whole vibe was weird to me.
Yeah, it was definitely like, it was weird vibe. Like I knew beforehand when I was, you know, gonna go in there that it wasn't, you know, it was kind of gonna be like that. But I guess because it was our last night, we're like, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, it's like sit in the hotel or have fun, you know,
or like drink.
Yeah, and either it's like probably the girls are either famous and they just have dudes sliding their DMs all the time and have just a pick of the litter. So
right.
It's like, good shot, shooting your shot, or it's like the other way around, like they're clout chasing and they're like, if they don't know who you are,
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
good shot, shooting your shot. Like they're there to meet whoever.
Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
I mean, there was a few like really cool girls and guys that we met while we were there. So it wasn't like a complete waste, but I would say like 99% of the people there, like, were there promoting themselves, kind of, you know?
Yeah. How about the Cuts? How about like the Cuts
Yeah.
place building?
It was
Yeah,
cool.
whatever.
It was
Headquarters.
nice environment. Awesome people, really. Like that's
Yeah,
know,
it was
gave
super
me
cool.
Even more respect for them because I mean they're just really cool people. It was like almost like a bar stool feel. So
Nice.
Yeah, no,
That's sick. Yeah, I've been wanting to go there. Like I finally gone to like the 10,000 headquarters. Like one of the last months I was in New York, and it just makes you. It's like, oh, this is where all these
Yes.
clothes are being
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
brought in, and like this is the team, behind all this. It's cool to see what's going on behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, they'll show you and give you like sneak peeks on things too.
Yeah, like stuff that's coming up, and it's kind of cool, like, because you get a better idea of like where their head's at. So you're like, all right, like that was kind of also another thing of like, all right, we want to be with this company like longer term because they have like really cool stuff.
Yeah,
and like they have a lot of plans
for the future, things like that. They also offered us a beer, but then they didn't have any in the fridge. But
Yeah.
so we almost had a beer with them.
Nice.
But no, it was cool. It was cool. I definitely want them to have like another event, and hopefully we'll get a chance to all go out there again. But I'm still pumped.
Dude, next time they have an event, we're going.
Yeah, we got to.
Yes.
We have to make that happen, because I think there was another event that I missed too, that they invited me to, some other sort of like party or maybe end of the year party or something.
Yeah, there was I think there was an end of the year party.
Yeah, we got it.
Dude, it's hard.
Yeah,
when you got other shit going on.
Yeah,
I know.
Man,
it really
especially
is.
when it's like there's a lot, especially financially. It's like, how can I make this make sense? Can I like go out on a limb with this?
Yeah, but yeah, let's
we gotta make each other like
we gotta motivate each other. I want to stay in the loop with like everyone that we get on here. Like you were saying, like I feel like there's little pieces that we can all like take from each other. But I would, of course, I want to do a group chat, but I have to get everyone to be like, oh, I want to be in it, I want to be in it, I want to be, but I think that would be cool, like long term.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I mean, if you create a group chat, I'm in.
Yeah, I'll definitely ask everyone first. I'm not gonna share anybody's information, but but I think that would be sweet.
Yeah.
I think that would be really sweet.
Yeah. Or maybe even make it like a, thinking with this, the NFT little thing, everyone gets an NFT.
I don't know anything about NFTs, but I'm like missing the boat on the whole NFT thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. All we have is like
cool.
NFT horse,
Yeah. But I feel like
you guys have one?
Yeah, we have an NFT horse that
like the racing thing.
You can race.
What's it called? Something run.
Zed Run.
Yeah, we have a Zed Run horse.
But
no idea. But it sounds sick.
Yeah, it probably was a waste of money, but anyway. But yeah, I feel like no one's really missed the boat on NFTs. I feel like they're like, it's kind of when people first like found out email, like you're not gonna miss the boat on that because it's gonna be around for a while. So I think
plus they're so expensive now. You really need the money to buy a good one for it to actually turn out to a profit and like a good decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if you weren't first or very, very early.
Yeah.
It's like, are you gonna make too much money off of like an investment unless you were like, a very, very good one, like you said. But hearing the stories of some of these young kids that were just like in on NFTs early, just like multi-millionaires at 10 years old.
It's crazy.
Like, oh my God, dude. Good on you.
And crypto, kind of bittersweet about it, but
yeah. Crypto, I'm hoping, is just going to be around for a long time, and that'll be like a long hold, good investment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Could die, and I can just lose my shirt. That'd be a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely think it's going to be around for a while, but a lot of things have to change to like set it up to be around for a while. But I think it will.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks so much for coming on here. Besides all the technical issues, there wasn't that much, but we went for a long time. I think if we cut out like those middle parts, it would probably be like 2 hours and 20 minutes. So that's by far our longest podcast. And
we just keep topping the length of it.
It's been, these keep going longer and longer, but like, I feel like it's getting more comfortable and we have more questions and it just flows a little bit more easily. So like it doesn't even feel like, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that was easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Thanks for having me. I'm glad I did it. It was my first one, so it was good to just like get that off my chest and be like, that was fun. Like that wasn't bad at all. And you guys made it easy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was cool finally, connecting with you guys after a while.
Yeah, we've been trying. It just, time isn't on our side.
Dude, that isn't my fault. 100%.
No, ours too.
I think I canceled or rescheduled like 2 or 3 times. Like, yeah, I should be available. Oh, no, I'm not.
That's fine because
it's ours too, and it all worked out.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Perfect.
I don't think we've remembered to tell you, but make sure to stay on after just after we say goodbye to everyone.
It should take a few minutes, I think. It looks like yours is almost all the way uploaded, but yeah, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it, and this has been an awesome podcast. We've talked about everything.
Yeah, literally like everything.
Bunch of stuff.
And yeah, everyone go follow him. It's just Joey Miuccio, right? On Instagram, TikTok, all that.
Yep. Yeah, same. Yeah, at JoeyMiuccio.
Okay, and I said that right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
You guys are on it with the Miuccio, yeah.
I always want to make sure because even though if I know like for certain, it's like there's always a chance that I could say it wrong and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, thanks so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. This was a ton of fun. I know we're gonna get a lot of content out of this, and we'll definitely share that with you too. But thanks for coming on, guys. Thank you, everyone that's been watching and listening to this whole thing. I'm glad you made it to the end because this has been awesome.
Yeah. And stay tuned for the next one. You're gonna want to watch the next one. So
yeah, absolutely. So thanks, guys, for watching and listening. We appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys.
See you guys.